Yeah, you already know. Accountability is greater than entertainment. For sure it is. Poindexter Lounge, I see you out there, player. I see you. Keep up the good work. Keep doing what you do.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. Remember me? My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. It's been a minute, hasn't it? You know what? I didn't mean to take a week off, to be quite honest with you, because I usually don't do that. You guys know I usually hit it hard, man. I'm usually like, bam, bam. We're usually bringing the heat. But you know what? I got a lot of stuff done this week. A lot of time with the family. And I kind of noticed that I wasn't the only one who took off. A lot of the usual suspects, a lot of us who are like streaming all the time, I noticed a lot of people just kind of taking a couple of days off. And so, you know what? That's all good. And sometimes it's good to take just a minute. You know I just went on vacation and everything, but it is good to take a minute. And, even though I was on vacation, I spent a long time driving. I spent a long time going places, doing a lot of different things. And, so I needed to kind of come home and, just spend some time with the family. And so we did. We watched Bill and Ted, Face the Music. And so you can see our review of that here on the channel. And then also, I'll tell you one thing that I got into, and I'd love to talk to somebody about tonight if you guys are on tonight. I started watching The Boys, finally. Realized that Tiffany had an Amazon account this whole time and didn't tell me. And so I started watching The Boys, and now I am hooked. I am like halfway through the first season, and I just absolutely love it. Great show. And so, so it's just good to be back with you guys. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, pop culture in general, and so much more. And if those are things that you guys enjoy, then please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, and join this group. All right, join this group of nerds and be a part of it. And also hit that notifications bell so that you know when we do things like right now when we go live, and you can be a part of all that. All right, because we do lots of fun stuff here at the channel. We got a lot of fun friends. I'm about ready to bring one in here in just a minute, but we got a lot of fun friends that we do stuff with, and you're going to want to be a part of that as we do it. So please join us up today. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and we want you to be here for that. All right, so do that. All right, guys. Well, hey, so this is going to be the call-in show. I'm not going to go super late. This is not going to be one of our massive, 4, 5, 6 hour epic streams. Because as my next guest would say, I got to get up in the morning. I got to work. but this is the call-in show. I wanted to do one of these coming back because, hey, you know what? We just haven't talked in a while. And so the link is in the description. I'm going to put it here again if you missed it the first time, but the link is there. And we'll get as many as we can in here in the next hour or so and just talk and stuff. But hey, welcome tonight. I see a lot of you guys in here. Obviously, my next guest is in here, and I'm going to let him talk about whatever he wants to talk about. But what's up, Jeff? Good to see you, buddy. I got to see. It's been so long. I can't remember to hit the StreamYard buttons. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, man. What's up, Nick? Nick is back there. We got Alan. Hey, man. How's it going, Alan? Things are good. Things are good. Music man, as always. Rock on. Rock to you. Let's see. J Money in the house. Hey, guys, I'll tell you what. You guys got to go over and support J Money. Go and subscribe to his channel. He's trying to get things off the ground. Go show him some support. But he says, oh man, I have Amazon Prime for about 2.5 to 3 more weeks. I've been planning to watch The Boys with that time. You got to watch The Boys, dude. I'm telling you right now. What's up, Arkham Gaming? Hello. And what's up, Tough Commander? So I've not seen Cobra Kai yet, but it's on the list. It's definitely on the list of stuff we're going to get to. And I'm sure we got tons of stuff we got to get to. But what I got to get to right now is my first guest. You know him. He's the madness. That's right. He's the madness, yo. He's kicking all kinds of butt from here to all kinds of places, taking down the Fantastic Four anytime he gets a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, he's appearing on national streamers, international streamers streams, man. I saw him pop up on somebody's stream on John Roca's stream even the other night, man. This guy's everywhere. He's where you want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, your friend. That's right, Mr.
All
Matt.
right.
What's going
on, Enosh? It's been a while. Yeah, I feel it too. Streaming fatigue. Not that we love you viewers. You're our friends. You're not just viewers, you're friends.
Absolutely.
It's just man, it's been kicking my butt. I've been reevaluating. Streaming is important, but I have to have variety. Like I'm doing short vids during the week, and then the madness really takes over on the weekend. I do my most streaming on the week. I just thought I'll be a weekend warrior Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 11. Do my live streams then, and then do like shorter videos during the week so I could get more done because I am full-time working and family stuff.
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. Like my thing is like I'll go as long as I can go. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who comes to the channel. You guys know that like I'll just get in here, man, and just stay and end up here for like 5-6 hours some nights, because I love talking to everybody and it's just fun and it'll kick my butt the next day, but I'll suffer through it and get through it. I just needed I think I just needed a couple of days just to like catch up on some stuff because like you said, like there's shows that you want to watch. Right. And then movies that you want to see. And then also, like you said, like I like everybody really has been asking me lately for another Mark Uno video. Right.
Yes.
And so like I'm all about that. I'm excited that people love it because like all of a sudden there's all these people who are here because of those videos. And they especially like once they see the 2 cents on nonsense stuff, then they end up finding the Mark Uno stuff and they're like, yeah, you got to do another one of those. But it's like I got to write it. I got to figure out, like what I'm going to do, is it funny? Like, do I think it's funny? And then I got, then I got to shoot it and edit it. And it's like, if I'm doing 4-hour live streams every night, I can't always.
I love to do it. It's just, I am exhausted. Oh, Goldman's here.
What's up?
We need to get Goldman on the show sometime. He's going to have more. He mentioned he might have more streaming time soon. He's one of my favorite friends here on YouTube we've made. Great guy.
I don't think I've met Goldman, have I?
He's been around. I don't think you've ever streamed with him yet.
I don't think so. Well, welcome, Goldman.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's
Welcome,
really positive about the sequel trilogy. He has a lot of videos that go into depth, defending, what the critics say about it. Like he goes point by point. So check out his channel.
Well, I think just from that Goldman and I are going to get along just fine. Because everybody, I had somebody send me a message this weekend on Instagram and asked me what my favorite Star Wars movie was and why, and did I like the sequels? And I was like, well, watch my videos.
Since Goldman's in the chat, and since we're kind of talking about Star Wars, I just made a video that I'm releasing. It's just a one topic, but this might be an interesting topic to start the show because the Boyega stuff that coming. Have you heard about that yet?
So I have heard the Boyega stuff, and like, I'm trying to process it myself, man, because I'm trying to. Here I'll pull up your.
Okay, here's the image of my thumbnail. A lot have gone after Ray Fisher, but Boyega's sort of doing a similar thing. Listen, we may, even if you're thinking, you might not totally agree with them speaking out. I do, but you might say, they're exaggerating. They're like some call them divas. I don't think that myself. Yeah, this is a constant thing that they feel. So these are black actors in the industry. They feel this way, that their characters get sidelined. And I think I read in the article somewhere where Boyega said, I'm always running around sweating and screaming and stuff. And that's not giving respect to his character. I personally do think that even if you like the sequel trilogy, and I want to hear from Goldman, Finn was kind of sidelined after The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens really set up. I mean, look at him with the lightsaber. That's why I included in the thumbnail. That was a great. He said that was the moment that it felt like it was going to go somewhere for him. And then imagine if you're investing the character like Ray Fisher was with Cyborg. Yeah, you're expecting a lot. Cyborg's scenes were actually filmed. A lot of his origin story was cut out. And that might be part of the reason that he says he was treated in a bad way, is he's trying to his character was sidelined, not created equally to the other characters. I don't know.
Yeah, and I get it. I guess the only difference because I saw, and you know what, I'm tired of I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say,
Okay.
and I just don't care. So people can get mad at me if they want to, but the thing is like I saw part of Andy Signore's video talking about like now he's supporting Boyega supposedly or whatever, and they've been nothing but hating on Ray. And look, and here's the thing, I don't know. I don't even know what to think yet. I gotta dive into this because I'm the type of person, man. It's like, and this is why, look, when I say what I've said about people like Andy Signore and people like Jody and people like, Ray Fisher, coming out and talking about this stuff. This is why you can, if you're watching this for the first time, or you know what's happened in the last couple of months with me, this is why you can trust that, like, I don't just run off at the mouth, right? I don't just do a sensational video just to make a sensational video. I do my homework before I speak to something. I try to anyways. And so I'm not sure how I feel about this thing with Boyega yet. I can just tell you my surface, thoughts is, hey, look, if something bad happened, if something really underhanded happened, okay, then it needs to come out. I don't care who it is or what it is. I mean, that's why I support Ray Fisher, is because if there were things going on behind the scenes, then those were bad things and they need to come to light, right? I mean, they need to have a light shine on them. Where I guess I kind of see Boyega a little bit differently is the fact that Ray has not come out complaining about his role in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that was behind the scenes. I think that was part of that.
Yeah, I'm sure Ray has some frustrations over his role in the movie. But you notice when Ray has come out, he's come out in support of others. He has come out in support of like actually bad things that happened behind the scenes. Okay. I mean, we're talking about, we're talking about people being treated in certain ways, not just because, well, I got my feelings hurt because I wasn't in the movie as much as I wanted to be in the movie, or my career didn't do what I needed it to do afterwards. Like Ray's flat out come out and said, look, I don't care if my career doesn't go anywhere after this. It says, I got to speak the truth, and the truth is the truth. So just on the surface, without really knowing anything about what Boyega is talking about, just listening to what Boyega said so far, just about, kind of like how it seems to be, and I'm not saying that it is, but it seems to be more about like he didn't like the fact that he wasn't used more in the movie, or he doesn't like, his portrayal in the movie. There's a lot of people that happens to, Max, that they don't, they do a movie. I mean, look, who else could say stuff like that, right? I mean, like you could have other people who I'm sure were involved in Star Wars that wish that their characters had bigger roles. Look at Jeremy Bullock, dude. Look how big Boba Fett was hyped up to be. Boba Fett, and everybody knows what a huge Boba Fett fan I am, but Boba Fett was hyped up to be the greatest thing ever. I mean, you had this giveaway, this mail away figure and everything that hyped him up, for the Empire Strikes Back. He was in the holiday special. There's all these things. And then really he shows up for a few minutes. He looks cool. And then like in Return of the Jedi, they kill him off in kind of a slapstick way. Right. But that being said, you didn't hear Jeremy Bullock coming on like whining and complaining about it afterwards and acting like it was some racially motivated thing. That's my problem, is that I support Ray Fisher, not just because he's a black man.
Right.
I support Ray Fisher because right is right and wrong is wrong. Right. And so if Ray Fisher comes out and he says, look, this stuff was happening behind the scenes and people were being treated this way. And yes, especially like if there was racism or whatever behind the scenes or sexism or whatever, then those things need to be brought to light. And I'll get your answer here in a second to this. But with Boyega, like I see Star Wars. I think it's really funny that people like Jeremy and some of the others in the fandom menace and everything all of a sudden are making all these videos in support of John Boyega and talking about John Boyega and everything, about how like, oh yeah, see, like it's this big conspiracy and everything, when they've done nothing for the last 3 years but talk about how there's too much diversity in Star Wars and how Star Wars has gone out of its way to try to include everybody.
Actually,
so I don't know.
They're sort of on the same page, Boyega and Jeremy and them, that they're just introducing these characters for points and that could be in marketing. I thought about it a lot. The proof to me is like Luke, Han, and Leia. Han even could have been a secondary character if he didn't treat it with respect. He was part of the crew. Finn very much was part of that crew in the first movie. Yeah. And if you think about how in the OG trilogy they treated all the characters with respect and then that crew. You wouldn't have a sequel trilogy if you didn't do that, because you're following Han and Leia's child.
But Han doesn't do anything. Han doesn't do anything in Return of the Jedi, though. He's just there. And I mean, and part of that is because Lucas just wanted him there alive still to sell toys.
But do you see us even following Finn's descendants or anything? I don't even think. I think it's just done.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, he's not a character, but okay, so this is something that I got to give to Phobic a little bit here. Whoops, I got the wrong person there. Thank you, Gavin.
Man, you are rusty.
Well, the thing moved right at the same second I went to hit it. But so here's the thing: is I have wanted to really like John Boyega in a lot of different things, right? I've followed a few of his movies and stuff now, and I've really wanted to like him. And to be quite honest with you, I'm just really not impressed with him as an actor.
I can get that.
You know what I mean? Like he's just kind of there, kind of in everything. Even when he was in what was the kaiju movie?
Pacific Rim Uprising.
Pacific Rim, yeah.
I actually reading the article, I found out that he created a production company, and that was one of the first projects he took on.
Yeah.
I think that one falls on him that it didn't succeed. Some, like it or not, it has nothing to do with race or anything. Some people just have that magic. Like some people get, just like YouTubers, some people get subs like crazy, and some don't. It's just charisma and how people just respond to you.
And the thing is, it's sometimes just what you do. Sometimes it's what you do when you get in front of people, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't get jealous of others. You know what I mean? Like you can't get upset because somebody else is getting attention that you're not getting. Just because you want that attention, dude. I mean, look, like, if I had a nickel for every time somebody told me, man, I just wish more people would see your channel, Enosh, because if more people would just see your channel, they would because people who usually see the channel, they dig the channel, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't know what more to do to get in YouTube's good graces, like where people can see my channel. You know what I mean? But that being said, it's like, I look at some other people who are very successful, and, sometimes you look at people like who have max, like no charisma. You know what I mean? Like you sit there and you go, wow, this guy has 25,000 subscribers, and he's like literally sitting there like no kind of
like the actual zero.
Yeah.
I don't get it. He has no charisma whatsoever.
Like there's people like that, and then there's others like who just have these channels that are just kind of like weird and informational. Like they haven't invested any money at all in trying to make their channel look professional. Like it looks like they're sitting at their kitchen table, like, you know what I mean? And not even in a good way. I mean, because there's those of us, look, we've all been there, right? We're all trying to come up with, new stuff. I was just talking to a friend of mine who started up a YouTube channel. He's like, like, what should I use for a background and stuff? And I'm just like, hey, just use whatever. You know what I mean? Because it really doesn't matter, because if people latch on to you, if people just like you, they're just going to like you, and you sometimes you don't have any control over that. All you can do is just try to put out good content. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the same thing with actors nowadays. It's like you just have to do your best with what you have.
Maybe from talking this out, we're not putting enough on Boyega himself. Like if he would have shined more, like when you saw the New Hope, you knew Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. They shined. Like I like Boyega in the first one, but I still think he was done dirty in Last Jedi, where his character, it was just a bad thing with Rose. That whole side mission is just odd. I get bad writing.
I mean, even I like The Last Jedi, and even I think that the Canto Bight stuff is just not very good. I mean, it's just kind of there.
Or the Rose relationships felt weird. And forced, and like when she saves him at the end is just odd.
Yeah, why would you crash into him like impossible?
So it was just bad execution. I don't think it was like he's but they did market him a lot but that was also after I also made the comparison in my video to Black Panther. At that time, how the success of Black Panther, once something gets successful in Hollywood, these are marketing people. They push that thing so much. So once Black Panther became successful, they want to market that they have a diverse cast and all that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not always delivered upon like Black Panther. Black Panther's legit to me.
Yeah.
So.
I think Black Panther was a good movie. It's not, and I'll be honest too. Like, and I don't want to really, because I don't want to speak negatively of it. Like, I don't think that it's the absolute fantastic, like, I think it has potential to be. Like, I think that there's some very good stuff in Black Panther that's very, that is fantastic. You know what I mean? And I think that him in the role, that he did a great job in the role. You know, it's going to be hard for them to figure out what to do next, to be quite honest with you. I still think that they're going to end up recasting the role, but somehow pay homage, to Chapman. I don't know, man. That's going to be a hard one for Disney, because Disney has a lot invested and they've had a lot of plans for Black Panther going forward. And it's going to be interesting, you know, to see what they do with it. For sure.
I love that movie just because it's a character I didn't follow much. I knew of him, but it just really felt like a world.
For sure.
Wakanda. So
for sure. Jay Money brings up a good point. He says, I don't think Boyega is average. I think he's pretty awesome. Almost every actor has the potential to break out and show how amazing they are. Sometimes they just need the right role. And I think that's a good point, and look at Mark Hamill, for example, right? Look at Mark Hamill. Like, we all love Mark Hamill now, right? But what did Mark Hamill do after Star Wars? He was even huge in Star Wars, right? I mean, he was everywhere in Star Wars, but he didn't really do much right after Star Wars for a long time. He struggled for a long time, Max, to find his place, to find where he was going and what he was going to do. And he started, finding that in voiceover work, and he hasn't done a ton in front of the camera. But he has now, he's getting his just desserts now, 30 years later, 40 years later.
There's all these videos about Daisy Ridley can't get a job now.
Yeah,
I didn't. That's the trending thing. Oh, Mark, you need to make your Mark Uno video on that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny because Daisy's saying that she's having a hard time, but I mean, look, Harrison Ford, like Carrie Fisher, she ended up going into writing and did some things there, but like none of them attained the success that Harrison Ford did.
Right.
And Harrison Ford always acted like he didn't care about it, and really, you know what I mean? And like, Harrison Ford's always been very aloof when it comes to some of the characters he's played and some of the things.
I wish Boyega the best, but after talking this out, he is not a Harrison Ford, at least not yet. Not to that level. There was magic in a bottle for him. That was his height of his career. And Indiana Jones right after. He might not have had as big a role if he didn't get those other stuff in the Empire and Return of the Jedi. If people didn't embrace him as much.
Well, he was a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was just working on the set, man, and George asked him to read some lines because he was in American Graffiti. Mm-hmm. And my goodness, but it's like, but then by the end of it, he didn't even want to be in it anymore. He wanted to be killed off in Star Wars because he never understood it. He never, like as much as Harris, I was shocked when they got him to come back, honestly, for the sequel trilogy. Once, I'm absolutely blown away that they got him to come back for Rise of Skywalker. Mm-hmm. I think that was probably more to the tune of they really wanted that to be a scene for Carrie Fisher, and he respects Carrie Fisher, and loves her, mm-hmm. loved her with everything. So I think that was probably,
go read her book to hear more.
Right. Ooh, yeah. If we really had to kind of hear maybe the true story on that, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a role that was supposed to be Carrie's, to have that, back and forth with Kylo, and because they couldn't get him, they get her, obviously, and they didn't have that footage. They went back to Harrison, and Harrison said, okay, I'll do it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But yeah, I mean, I wish everybody the best, man. I wish John Boyega the best. I hope that he does well. I hope that he gets that breakout role. And that, you know, that he does it. But I mean, dude, how many actors do we see in Hollywood that come and go? Right. So, you know, I don't know.
I get where he's coming from though, because if you're holding that lightsaber in your hands and then nothing in the next,
I know
that would be rough. That would be rough.
And he was excited about it. And they definitely did do a bait and switch with us, where they made us think that Boyega was going to be the guy, you know, and then he wasn't. And you know, yeah, he's probably upset because he's kind of become a meme, you know, running around yelling Ray all the time, you know. I mean, and to be honest with you, there's just, look, as much as, and you know this, man, as much as I like the sequel trilogy, right? There's no way that I would ever say that it's on the same level as the original trilogy, right? As much as I love it. Now, I love The Last Jedi. I love the story behind it. I love what's there. But just being honest, like, it's not as riveting. It's not as well acted. You know, it looks great. It looks fantastic. There's some absolutely brilliant action scenes in there and some really cool concepts. But if I'm being honest, like, I don't see anybody really. Oscar Isaacs is a great actor. Okay. He's a great actor, and I've seen him in some other things. My goodness, where he is just stolen the show and looks great. Well, dude, he's okay. Yeah. He's okay in Star Wars.
Dude, you know? Dune is looking better and better all the time. I'm like,
yeah, man. So, you know, I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but I mean, like, there's some really good actors.
Maybe Harrison was right. Hey, big deal.
Right? There's some really great actors in the sequel, or in the original trilogy, and there's some really good actors who are in the sequel trilogy too. But they don't, you know, who knows at the end of the day what caused all that.
Although, I mean, if execution, like, you might, I appreciate The Last Jedi more than I used to. The actual Finn and Rose thing in Canto Bight was a big story point. It's just everyone hated it, and that wasn't exactly Finn or Boyega's fault. It was just a weird side mission. If that would have played out better, there might have been something there, or they might have continued Rose and Finn. It was awkward. The chemistry wasn't there, like Carrie and Han.
Well, and you know, they kept teasing all these romances with Finn, and yet none of them took, and that was weird too. So yeah, so like, I don't know.
Naomi Aki's character in the third one, I was like, what the? I don't even know why they did that character.
Right? Like, that was weird.
I don't know what the point of it is. I still don't. I mean, I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, I've watched it a few times, and I mean, you know, the thing is, even Rise of Skywalker has grown on me. Now, I had a lot of problems with it at first, coming out of the theater, seeing it, just because I did love The Last Jedi so much. And I felt like they really pandered to a lot of people with that. And I think that's what kind of messed up some of the ideas and the concepts in that movie is they tried too hard then to go the opposite way once they had already committed to one way. And you can't do that, especially when you're talking the last movie of a trilogy. You know, when you got two movies set up something and then you just, you know, undo that. It's just, you know, it's going to be hard. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's weird things, but like I said, I'm not gonna, you know, like with the Ray Fisher thing, man, I'm all in, dude. I'm all in, you know, and I've said many times, look, you know, like, I support Ray, and I support, you know, Boyega as well, but I'm not so sure that it's the same thing. Because I think that I'm hearing some different things out of Boyega that I haven't heard out of Ray Fisher. That Ray has been very much more like going for broke, like saying things like an understanding, like, look, I know I'm not saying the most popular things, but these were wrongful things that happened behind the scenes. And there could very well be that there were wrongful things that happened behind the scenes of Star Wars. I'm not saying there's not, but you know, it makes you think when somebody's kind of talking a lot more about, you know, they didn't like their role, you know, in the movie, than necessarily like where Ray is Ray is saying like, look, we're putting things together. You know, they're launching an investigation. People were wrong. People were treated wrong. I was not allowed to take certain issues up the ladder, you know, which is illegal. You can't do that, you know, and so, you know, I don't know. But then, you know, then again, you know, I did see that Ray Fisher said something about, you know, after this is all said and done, you know, he would actually like to have a conversation with Boyega, you know, and kind of compare notes. So,
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah, I thought I saw a tweet like that or something like that he said, you know, like once this is all said and done, that he'd be interested in having a conversation about all that. So, yeah, so you know, it'd be interesting to see. What else have you been up to, man?
Just I want to get into gaming. I'm trying to get I have a recording device, but I might get another recording device to record 4K video and maybe some reviews. The live streams aren't going anywhere, but I gotta mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these late night streams during the work week, I'm like dead the next day. Like you said earlier. I am looking forward to fandom. I'm also like, is there any big announcements left?
I think there are. I think,
and they have a Batman Day now on the 19th.
Yeah, which is kind of ironic because I have this feeling that like, because everybody has been talking about, you know, that we missed all the Superman stuff, you know, which we really did. We didn't really get much Superman, and I'm all about getting some Superman stuff here at the second fandom. So I'm hoping that yeah, obviously if they split it up, they got to give us something.
The Lois and Clark show, everyone seems like
I haven't seen the I heard there was a trailer, but I haven't seen it yet, to be quite honest with you.
No, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm
definitely going to give it a shot. You know, I know a lot of people. It's kind of the cool thing, Max, to hate on
we know.
on the CW. Like, you know, on the CW, everybody wants to hate on the CW. Here's the thing: there's a lot of stuff on the CW that gets on my last nerves. Supergirl is a big one of them. Supergirl gets on my last nerves, and I had to stop watching it, honestly. But I gave it everything I had. You know what I mean? Like I until I just couldn't do it anymore. But I still watch The Flash. And you know, and I catch Arrow every once in a while. Now I don't watch all the shows like I used to. I mean,
I gotta get into Black Lightning. Everyone tells me about it, and I saw a promo for the next season that like Image that looked really cool.
It looks really great. I've watched a couple episodes of the first season, and my family watches more of the extended shows than I do. You know, but Superman, obviously, man, you know, my biggest thing with Superman is I just don't, I want them to use, you know, to use the wrestling term, I want them to stop jobbing Superman out to everybody. I want them to make Superman. I don't want Superman to be laying down for everybody just to make everybody else look good. He needs to be Superman. And I haven't seen that yet. And I don't blame Tyler necessarily for that. I just don't think that they've written him well since casting him. You know, every once in a while there's a moment, and then it's
why are
gone.
they so reluctant to? They're not in the animated form, but in like the live action TV series, just to say the Superman show, the Batman show. Why are they so reluctant? It's always got to be a spin on it, like Superman and Lois. I mean, that's as close as you get to just saying Superman. I mean,
I know.
I don't know. Maybe you're trying to say Lois is just as important in the I don't know about that though. I mean,
well, you know, man, I'm of the nature that look, Superman needs to be with Lois.
Yeah.
Right. Lois is a huge part of the story. But it's like all dating all the way back to Lois and Clark, right? The New Adventures of Superman. Like it's like you said, they've tried to kind of make this romance thing out of Superman, which is fine because Superman loves Lois. I mean, Lois is a huge part of what keeps him grounded and what makes him human, you know, more human than anything else. And so I appreciate all that stuff. But you know what's weird, Max? And I didn't realize this until just a few weeks ago because I was going through some stuff. They have made next to none. I mean, like literally none. No Lois Lane action figures. There's only
Oh, really?
literally. So I have one, and it's literally from like the 50s.
Wow.
Right? Like
I didn't
it's
realize that. Yeah.
not the action figure's not that old, but it's like a version of her where they did like this retro line back a while ago. And
That is strange.
I got the Perry White around here somewhere, but or actually the Lex Luthor from that line. But they did like old school Superman. They did Lois Lane when she got superpowers, and like she's got like a green Superman type of outfit on, and like, but she's got like the old, the Bob from the 50s, and then they had Jimmy Olsen and Perry White and like, so that's that last figure.
That's become a more problem recently in recent years. Toy companies, they just don't do the variety they used to. They only see which ones sell the most, and then they do recycle. They have a line, and then they never finish the line. They reboot constantly.
Well, they're driving me up the wall right now with McFarlane, because I love the new McFarlane DC figures. I think they're absolutely fabulous, and I have gone after people on this whole thing of these figures because they're awesome. They look great, but dude, we're like, they just announced, I think, the 4th wave of figures now, and it's all Batman stuff still.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the first wave was all there was like 2 Superman figures, and the rest was all Batman.
I'll be honest with you.
Everything is Batman.
That's why I think a lot of collectors left the scene. They get sick of the rehash of the, you never get anywhere with the characters that you never see. And then they just reboot it with the main characters because those are the ones that sell 10 times as much.
Yeah, well, and the weird thing is like they actually did a smart thing, Max. Like they're releasing figures that have never been released before because they're doing the whole metal storyline, right? So they've got like the Batman that laughs and like all these Batmen from different universes and stuff, all these evil Batman figure, stuff like that, and that's cool. And then they got a Robin where it's like this like zombie Robin or whatever that there's like 3 different versions of him you can find, if he's not in a 3-pack, but if you find the different versions, you can collect them all. And so that's cool. But like the next different thing that we're getting is a zombie Superman, which is all right. But then I will give them this. They do have a really cool Flash figure coming out. And then they've got all these different Batman. So they've got like the Doomsday Batman coming out. They do have Red Death Batman, which is Bruce Wayne as the Flash, but the evil version. So that's cool stuff. But it's like everybody is now starting to get to the point where we're like, okay, we understand, McFarlane. You're great. You're great for Batman. He's even releasing his own Batman concept figure,
cool.
where he's just, and that's cool. But it's like when every figure is Batman. But like I said, the only other one, they got like a Superwoman figure of when Lois became Superwoman, and she's like evil or whatever. And so that's fine too. But it's like, my gosh, where are the Wonder Woman, or not Wonder Woman? Where is a Lois Lane figure? I even tweeted McFarlane and I said, hey, can we get a Lois Lane figure? Like, we have literally not got one in the last 3 lines of figures. Like the 3 major lines of figures, Max, we have not gotten a Lois Lane figure. And I don't understand that. I don't, that doesn't really make much sense to me, but not even with Batman v Superman, they didn't do an Amy Adams version or with Justice League, and like nothing. So I think it would have been a great addition to to that line of figures, but they haven't done it. So yeah, man. But I hear you, man. Like I've missed everybody this week. I don't know, man. It's been weird, like not streaming so much this week. But
yeah, I'll be active towards the weekend. But I'll say this before I go, because I do got to get to bed.
Yeah,
and I have to get my video up. Because I recorded it. I'm jealous of you that you're just getting into the boys now. Great to watch it right up to it's coming out this week. Yeah. The other thing that's happening this week is, Tenet, but I'm not going to the theater. I'm staying home. I have so much to. Raised by Wolves on HBO Max.
Okay.
Ridley Scott. It looks amazing. Did you check out that trailer at all?
Raised by Wolves? No, I haven't seen that.
Oh man, it's really, it's like more intense. It's got that Prometheus vibe. There's androids. Basically, the androids are raising these baby humans and on a planet. It's really weird. It's really sci-fi. He's not directing it, but he's producing it, Ridley Scott. It's got the Ridley Scott flair, though. And apparently the androids are really protective, and adult humans are trying to go get them for some reason. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be revealed to the show, but definitely look out for that. And me and my wife are going to rent Mulan at home. I got some great snacks and stuff to party on this weekend. We're going to get binging, buddy, all this weekend.
Oh yeah, man. I tell you what, that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to watch as much stuff lately, you know, trying to use this time to watch some stuff. Now, did you watch Bill and Ted?
No, not yet. I'm planning to. I just haven't done it yet. Okay.
I'd be interested to hear what you think. I've watched it a couple of times now, and it seems to get better every time you watch it. Like that first time, it's like anything, man. And I even said this in our review, is that like when you have anticipation for anything for 30 years, that first time you see it, you got to adjust. You know what I mean? Because like in your mind, you've got kind of pictured what they're doing and what might have happened and stuff. But each time I've watched, and I've heard this actually from other people too, even the people who loved it right out the gate, like they've all said, like every time they watch it, it gets funnier. The jokes get better. You know, there's a lot of really funny stuff in there, and stuff. And I'm really surprised, actually, I'll be honest with you, that I haven't heard a lot of complaints about the movie. I'm glad that I haven't heard a lot of complaints, but like the whole like feminist thing or whatever, because they have daughters and all this stuff, like I'm really glad that I haven't seen a lot of that stuff, because we all know how people like to complain, so yeah. So all right, man. Well, hey, Max, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
I was actually uploading my video. I just finished and I saw you're going live. I'm like, I wasn't gonna live stream, but when other person's hosting, it's easier to just hop on. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting the stream tonight. Thanks everyone in the chat. I am gonna get some rest. I'm trying to get better rest during the week so I can party on the weekends.
I like the new background, man.
Oh, that's my room that I was working on. I got the.
Is that green screen?
Yeah.
You know what? You got me. You got me. I literally thought you were
in my room. Look, I look like a huge. Look at that. I'm a huge man in a little room. Look at that.
Grab up here. I thought it was. I thought you were in there, but then you moved a little bit. And I could see the thing around there, like I could see the green screen a little bit. I saw when you moved your hand and stuff. I was like, hey,
there's a section of my steel books. I have a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, you got some steel books back there. You got some Ninja Turtles. Well, let me get that off of here. Hold on a second. You got some Ninja Turtles back there. I see. Huh?
I used to collect figures and stuff, but I just got out of it. Now I just collect Blu-rays and video games.
Okay.
Steel books and video games. So.
You got some stuff back there.
I really like those Funko fabrications. They stopped doing them though. I wanted to actually track down the ones I don't have, but I have too much junk.
That's a great poster though, man. It's a great poster.
Oh,
yeah. You got the hyper real Luke, huh?
Yeah, I never opened it.
Really?
I was gonna review it and I just never got to it.
That's a great figure, man. Like the only thing that kept me from getting those hyper reels was, man, they were just darn expensive.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I had one accidentally pre-ordered at GameStop, and they told me that something was in, and I went to go pick it up, and I was like, I didn't order this, and I kind of looked at it, I was like, oh man, part of me wants this, but I don't have the $90 or whatever it was at the time. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess not.
$80,
but it's a cool figure though.
Yeah, I pre-ordered and forgot about it on Amazon. Mm-hmm. You ever do that? It shows up, and you're like, oh.
I've done that twice lately. It's one of the setbacks to actually this whole pandemic thing where everything is not at the stores and you got to pre-order everything online. Because with the Black Series figures, I pre-ordered a Zeb from Clone Wars for me and one for Tiffany. And I couldn't remember where I ordered the second one from because apparently I didn't get them both at the same place.
Okay.
And I couldn't find where I got the second one from, man. And so I was like freaking out. And so I went ahead, and since I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store, I thought, well, surely I would have pre-ordered that from there as well. Like, why didn't I order two? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so when I only got one, I said, well, I know Tiffany wants one because she's got the rest of the crew. And so I was like, well, okay. So I just bought her another one. And then like a couple of days after I got that one, another one came. And I was like, crap. And then actually when we were in Vegas, I got a Commander Bly clone trooper. And nobody in the house seems to know what happened to good old Commander Bly. I actually took a picture with Commander Bly out in Vegas showing that I bought him, and we got home and I could not find him anywhere.
Oh,
so I had to rebuy him. So yeah, it is what it is. Toys. First world problems.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So yeah, I've definitely pre-ordered stuff that it's like, wait, I don't even remember ordering this, but yeah, it's fun.
I'm like that with games now. I try to get my limited run games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to stop myself. Steelbooks. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, Bat Dan. I totally misspoke there. I did say Clone Wars, didn't I? Yep, you are right. He is in Rebels. I totally thank you. Thank you guys for holding my feet to the fire. Bat Dan 530, man, holding my feet to the fire on that one. Yes, I do know it is Rebels. I was just talking. What's up? Yo, look who's lurking in there. Yo, hey, Zebra. Ryan, man, I'm coming for you, bro. Look at me, man. Like,
you're competing for shirts.
I just got all these t-shirts in. I just bought a bunch of t-shirts. I got one that I can't wait. I'm actually going to wait until I've got Ryan on, because of all the t-shirts that I probably got, I'd be very surprised if Ryan has this t-shirt. Because like I got some cool t-shirts, man. I got some cool Superman shirts, and Ryan's always got some really cool DC shirts and stuff, and always love that. But I got a shirt that I actually want. Thanks, man. Doesn't this shirt look awesome? It does look awesome, doesn't it? Like, I love this shirt. Hold on a second. Let me pull this down here. Yeah, because when Ryan says he loves the shirt, it's good, because Ryan's always got great shirts. I love this shirt. I also got I got a Nuclear Man shirt from Superman 4. That I'm pretty excited about, and I also got a Christopher Reeve Superman S. But I've got one.
I kind of like that action figure because that's a interesting character.
Oh yeah, man! But I can't wait, because I'm gonna wait until I know I'm going to be on with Ryan, and then I'm gonna wear this shirt because I want to see Ryan's face when he sees the shirt that I got. Hey, what's up, Crush It? What's up, Crush It?
It's always crushing it.
Cavill looks Superman cool. Crush it with the Canadian $5. Now, guys, don't forget. I know I haven't been on here in a couple of days, but you know what? We got free comic books courtesy of the Milee Store, and that is Crush It. Crush It has been crushing it, and gives these awesome comic books right here, guys, for you guys to win a comic book every week. So don't forget, we have one of those to give away. And then Crush It sent me this, man. Crush It sent me Cavill.
Oh, right really?
There. Yeah. Just out of the blue, man.
That's I have a channel too.
Yeah, man. Like, isn't that an awesome?
Cavill.
I know, dude. Look at that. Isn't he awesome? He's fantastic, dude. He's just
jealous.
Oh my gosh, dude. And the funny thing was he put him in this in like this home.
I gotta go now. I'm jealous. I do have to go.
All right.
But yes, that's awesome. Crush It, man. Do you have another one? No. I'm gonna put that in my wife just might like. I got Cavill in the room now. Just forget you.
There you go. There you go. Well, and Zeverfet, I won't give it away, but this week's comic question of the week, I almost forgot to mention it here, and we'll just say, well, if I could pull up the picture here. I got all this stuff. That's the problem about getting all this stuff in your back thing here is that then you can't find like stuff when you need it. But this week's question, I don't know what happened to my question. Anyways, this week's question of the week, nerd question of the week, is simply, what is Watto? What kind of alien is Watto? And I won't say, but somebody might be answering it right here. And so all you got to do is answer that in any one of our videos. Just put that in there, what Watto is, and you're in the running for a free comic book. And you know what's cool, and I'll say this to you, man, and then I'll let you go. So this last week, a young man won the free comic, and here was the thing. He's from India.
Oh, boy.
And he said, hey, it was Lord Blaze, actually. It was Lord Blaze. Yes, it was Lord Blaze. And Lord Blaze, yeah, so definitely, man. And so Lord Blaze said to me, he's like, hey, I'm from India. Can I still, he's like, so it's probably going to cost too much to ship it. And I said, yeah, I said, but you know what? I said, let me at least just find out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not promising anything, whatever. I said, but I'll find out. And then he told me that he's got a cousin or something like that in California or something like that. And so I'm gonna send it over there. And then he humbled me, man, by asking me, he wanted me to sign it. And so I got a special comic actually. So we could definitely thank Crush It, but this is the thing is Lord Blaze told me that this is his first comic ever.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That this is the first comic that he will ever have. And so because of that, I'm actually going to send you a special comic from me. Yep. So because he asked me to sign it and stuff. And so because of that, I said, you know what, I'm going to send him a special comic just for me. And so because you got to have a special one if it's your first comic, right? I mean, that's a special time. So all right, man. Well, hey, thanks, bro, for popping in, and I appreciate you, man, as always.
Oh, yeah.
And we got good times ahead.
Yeah, we do. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
All right, man. All right. The next time you come on, we got to talk about your Roca thing, man, because I didn't think you'd bring me on. I wasn't going to go on to cause trouble, but I've also been critical of him in videos in the past too. Not like a lot, not like I've gone after other people. But I popped on the link and I was in the private chat. I said, I'll behave. I promise. Cause I'm sitting, he doesn't know who I am. I'm sitting in there with a mask. And I was like, I just wanted to say hi real quick. And I also said, I'm not like a huge supporter of the Schmodown or anything. I'm just an average sub. Like I haven't really watched your videos much, and he let me on. He's a nice guy. I think he was a little aggressive at first because he was giving you a little bit of a hard time, man. I noticed that.
I think he thought I was gonna come in with heat, and I was just coming in to say hi, or thought I was gonna come in hot or something.
Well, he retweeted Ray Fisher's tweet of me. And actually, he put out a special thank you to me as well.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So I thought that was really cool. Like when I saw that you were, because at first I was like, oh no, like because your title, was like something like I got heated with him, and I'm like, oh no, what did they do? Like what did they get into it? So I was hoping not, but that's cool.
Just to have fun.
That's fun, man.
Me and Roka are fine. It was fun. I hope I could talk to him again.
Absolutely, man. I want to get in on that. I want to get on that.
Yeah, or get him on the lounge. I was going to say you need to go hang out at the lounge.
Absolutely, man. I would love to have John Roca. Like you said, I don't necessarily.
I love that.
I don't buy into all of his takes and everything, and I've disagreed with him several times about Star Wars and different things. But you know what? Hey, people are people, man. It's always good to meet new people. See, now
he does know a lot about movies too. Like
he does.
I can't do all that movie trivia stuff. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. Hey Max, here you go, man. When you got to get up in the morning, just use this.
All right, thank you, John Boko.
Yes, 767-676-000-111. That's your time traveling code. So
all right, I'll always be on the weekend. There
you go.
The work week.
Absolutely. And that way you can just sleep in and then just use the code to go back in time and tell your boss, like, it's all right. It's all good. I'm actually early. And I slept well. All right, Max. Well, hey, man.
I'll time code to the Snyder Cut.
Ooh, yeah, that's the first thing you got to do.
And I'll come back and I'll say, I saw the Snyder Cut.
Oh! All right, man. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. All right, man. Thanks for coming on. See you, Max. That's Mad Max. Go ahead and go subscribe to his channel. Max is great. So I will answer this. I am not Canadian, but Crush It is. And so we've actually got another Canadian in the back room too that I'm going to get to in just a second. But in for the space of time, I did want to bring on somebody that that I have not. Whoops, hold on a second. Things jumping all around here. I know Max didn't ask him about his cowboy hat, so it's all good. Thank you so much, Enosh. We will always support you. Oh, thanks, Lord Blaze. I really appreciate that. That's super cool. So here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not going to be going too late tonight. So I am hoping Bane R6 to do a 2 cents again, 2 cents on nonsense, and we'll be debuting our 2 new t-shirts. We've got, oh, I'm so excited about this. So you guys know that we do, and I'm going to say that, oh, where'd he go? No, I lost him. My next guest, he just jumped out. Oh, no. No. I hope he comes back. One step too far. I was bringing you in, man, right away. One step too far has not been on the show. There he is. Okay, good. Don't go away. I just wanted to say this real quick. So don't forget, guys, I'll be, you know what? I'm going to give you one more day on this. If you are a Patreon supporter, or if you give a super chat at any time during the month, for the month of August, but we haven't really streamed in the last couple days. So I'm going to give you another day on this. If you join the Patreon or you give in a super chat or whatever, no matter what, as little as $1, you are entered into this giveaway for this guy right here. It's Batman Forever Riddler. And then I will announce which Cylon Scotty is going to really like next month's giveaway. So, and a lot of you guys have talked about it. So I would really dig it if you guys saw it. But you guys got another day to get it on this guy. Also, if you just want to support the channel in any way, this is a cool way to support the channel right here, is through some of our logoed items. But we have some t-shirts and stuff, some cool, fun t-shirts, but we have a new design that I cannot wait to show you guys. It's going to be, that's right, Enosh and Mad Max together, baby. Now you know you in trouble, because ain't nothing but a nerd thing, baby. 2 loked out nerds, so we're crazy. Poindexter is the label that pays me. That's right. Anyways, so yeah, so we got 2 new t-shirts that are coming out, and I would love for you guys to see those, because one of them is a Doomcock t-shirt, and one of them is a Mike Zero t-shirt. And so yeah, look for that. So 2 cents on nonsense. There's the logo right there, the little 2 cents on nonsense thing. All right, guys. Well, that being said, because I do want to get through some of this, but yeah, I appreciate all you guys' support here on the channel. You guys are awesome, and it's always good. It always makes me feel, I'll be honest with you guys, I always feel humbled for any time somebody gives to the channel, or somebody gives things. I know that there's channels that put up paywalls, and you know, you got to pay to get your comment read, or you know, to get somebody's attention. Look, I try to get to people's comments for sure, and I appreciate this for the love of movies. Thank you. I love the Superman hat. This is a cool hat. I totally dig it. What's up, Guider? Good to see you, man. Yeah. So I appreciate. Oh, Mr. Fahrenheit. You see, here's the thing. I actually laughed pretty hard when a certain guy from the corner told me that I was uncultured. I don't know who Ye is. I don't know any of that stuff, because let me tell you something, man. Yeah, I've been known to bust a rhyme here or there. You can actually find a song that I did right here on the channel. Speaking of Mike Zero, when I did my Mike Zero diss track. So that's called Lies. So look that up here on the channel, and you can see people. I've been a musician my whole life. I love rap. I grew up in the 90s, man. Gangster rap. I love Snoop. I love Ice-T. I love Ice Cube. I love that sound, man. There ain't nothing like Snoop's voice, man. Snoop has just the coolest, smoothest, chillest voice, like, in the world, man. And I just used to love that. The Chronic was one of those albums. I'm going to tell this story, and then I'm going to get to One Step Too Far. So here's a funny thing. I wouldn't have gone out and bought that. Okay. You all know kind of my background stuff. I definitely at that age, I wouldn't have gone out and bought that album, but I was literally standing out in front of my house. This guy was driving down the street. He stopped at the stop sign right in front of my house, because we lived on the corner. He got mad at his tape that was being eaten up in his tape player. He pulled it out. He swore it had broken, and he threw it out the window, and it landed right in front of me and my friend Rusty. Well, if you remember tapes, we took that thing inside. We fixed that thing a little bit, spliced that thing together, baby, and we had we had a nice version of the Chronic by oh, see, now I'm what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I thought that everything had frozen up here for a second. Anyways, Sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know if you guys saw that. Anyways, yes, I got taste, man. I love everything, man. I love all kinds of music, man. I love everything, like I said, from Dre to Beastie Boys, you know, and everything in between, man. Give me some old school funk. I love it all. So anyways, that being said, we could talk about music even, but you know, it is what it is. But One Step Too Far was in the background. He was mentioning that he's a collector and that he had some stuff to say about some different things. And so we're going to go ahead and bring in One Step Too Far. What's up, One Step Too Far?
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
I can hear you, man.
All right, wonderful. I appreciate you having me on. You're blowing my mind here a little bit with the rap stuff. The fact that you're out here busting heads on Mike Zero is hilarious to me.
Dude,
I mean, it's just hilarious. I used to watch his videos just like, I don't generally like any kind of terminology that involves hate, but it's kind of tongue in cheek, like hate watch. Like you have things that you hate watch.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I would click his videos just to like get angry. Like you know you're lying. You know you're. And here's the thing is, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way. At a certain point, I thought maybe he might be on the spectrum a little bit.
A lot of people actually. It's amazing that you mentioned that because a lot of people have mentioned that.
And so like I kind of like backed off a bit, but no, it turns out like I actually did some sleuthing and I found like one of the first videos he made. And I kid you not, the video's whole subject matter is him like bashing the integrity of like entertainment journalists for just making things up and making sources up. And it made my heart sing. Like I kind of like lost interest after that because then I had the answer, you know, like there's no more mystery to it. It was like, okay, now I know exactly what you're doing. And like at that point, it's like, get your bag, dude, get your money. If do what you got to do. Like I can't hate on the hustle. And now that I like, at least I know that you know that I know that you're lying. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. You know that I know that you know that I know that you're lying. Yes, I love it.
But when it comes to John Boyega, like I want to say on the surface of things, I'm on the same page as you are, but I also have to take into account the fact that look back in hindsight and think of how differently you would have felt about his role, even with the Canto Bite stuff, if he would have actually been allowed to sacrifice himself. I think we all would collectively look back on his role because it felt like that. Like if you're gonna throw away the potential of what his character could have been, you're not throwing it away anymore if he's sacrificing himself. And then beyond that, like who knows what could have been if you really gave the character the chance that it had, because there was just across all demographics, across like all cultural lines, across like any type of like Star Wars lore, like just the idea of having like a black actor like with the like stormtroopers who are kind of like, look, let's call that's kind of a turn of phrase that not so PC anymore. So how do I want to say it? Well, let's just say all the stormtroopers, they're all white. It's kind of like a Nazi facade, like fascistic thing. Yeah. So like at this point in time in the culture, there's that aspect. Then you got the fact that it's a stormtrooper who like we've always thought is these mindless, like basically like droids. They were no different than like the droid army, right? Yeah. And just like our mind as viewers. And when you actually give them like the emotion, that like in your subconscious puts that mindset in all of the different stormtroopers, like they're all having this kind of struggle, so to speak, because not all of them are just like brain dead zombies. They're like scared human beings that are just fighting in a war that they don't probably understand, especially raised the way that they were. It's just like there was so much potential. He could have been an anchor, maybe even more so than Rey. And I'm not suggesting that they should have swapped her out as the protagonist, but like it could have been like a true co-starring situation, and who knows where it would have went after that. But when it comes down to his role, essentially, I have to think about it like this, because like we said, there's not a large body of work. But if I were to say, like, throw out the movie 300, who's the first actor you think of?
Well, what's his name? Who's
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. Yeah.
Right. So if you have to name anybody else in the movie, who would you name?
Dude, it's been so long since I've actually seen
Right.
300.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And here's the thing is that looking back in hindsight, especially now with their bodies of work, Michael Fassbender is in that movie.
Really?
Yes.
You know, it's amazing that you say this, because I have noticed here just in the last week, a lot of people who were in shows and movies that I didn't remember were in shows and movies. And
right.
We've had that conversation actually a lot around our house this week. Like, oh my gosh, that person is in this and in this and that, you know, and like, wow, you know, just looking back, yeah, it's stuff that you don't recognize because they were younger. And, you know, I mean, people forgot that Henry Cavill was in, when he was younger, he was in The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, see, that's one that I only know of that because I watched that interview he did with Patrick Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just that one of those things where it's like Michael Fassbender. If all we had to look, if we were sitting here having the same conversation about Michael Fassbender's role in 300, we'd be like, well, you know, I just feel like he's just kind of there.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, yeah, he is, but look at Michael I don't think there's any real dispute that if we're going to hold up Gerard Butler and Fassbender, and this is also kind of the subject too, is like the actor only has so much to work with when they take a role, the script and all, and the director and all that. But outside of probably law-abiding citizen, and I'm not taking away from Gerard Butler's chops, but just his body of work, not all that much like super impressive character roles. Where Fassbender is like, I would consider him a character actor. So who knows? John Boyega could be that. Now he could totally not be that. But I just think it's and given the context of how him talking about his frustration is kind of what has put him in the discussion of the whole Black Panther thing. And I think that's kind of unfair. It's really unfair to throw anybody in that discussion. Especially
I think so too, because anybody who is cast in that role at this point,
you're in a shadow.
So much scrutiny, man.
And the thing is, like Marvel has a built-in transition here, especially because people aren't talking about it a lot right now. But Chadwick Boseman was upset with Disney for like the past like year and a half because they were expediting the transition of Shuri into Black Panther. Now, in hindsight, you know, like now having the information we have now, okay, well, maybe it's because Disney knew a little more than we did. And maybe that it wasn't just like the feminist push, which I know people like to, you know, throw all the negativity towards that. I don't have a big beef with that because I'm a big comics person. So like, I appreciate what Marvel does. I don't think you have to force things, kind of like the scene in Endgame where these four girls that are never met each other and they're on, you know what I mean? That's kind of weird. But like Shuri in the comics, she does become Black Panther. Like when Black Panther's in the afterlife, she's Black Panther for quite a bit of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I saw that. I did see that whole thing. Like I saw somebody pushing for that and I was like,
and see,
I guess it was the context in which I saw it, because somebody said, because I think the post I saw was like some generic meme or something like that was like, hey, so little girls can have the same experience as all the little boys did, whatever. And I was like, but there's so like we're kind of living in a time where it's like, okay, but boys kind of need heroes to look up to too. You know what I mean? Like you can't just take everyone away. Like there's plenty of female characters that we haven't seen yet in the MCU.
Well, yeah, and it's a good it's a good like if you want to throw the whole James Bond controversy out there, it wasn't a controversy to me. Like I personally believe that it's not so much does it matter if you make James Bond a Black woman, it's why can't we make a character that is a Black woman that's an original character, you know what I mean? Like what and it's not for me, it's not a perspective of like feeling like something's being stolen from me. I think that's all kind of gross. And I do think there's something to be said about, hey, like like if we're gonna be this this culture that like we are allowed to identify with things, and like you know, it even feels weird to say out loud, but like it should be okay for white people to identify with white things. It's just that when you put white and identity too close together, it gets kind of you know, it gets kind of gross. It's just,
Yep.
we have to admit that. But with James Bond, like, yeah, I want to keep James Bond the lore of the character, but my issue isn't, oh well, are they going to make James Bond? I mean, it's kind of like it's 007. I mean, you could just make that a moniker, and you could, the right writer can do the right thing.
Oh yeah,
well, make a new character.
They've talked about some of those types of ideas before with 007, and you know, they're like you make James Bond kind of the like a like a role, like a more
right, like it's
one person just being James Bond.
It's like in Hitman, you have the agent that's like whatever, like in Goldfinger, the first Pierce Brosnan flick, I can't remember what the name of it is.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye. Isn't he like one of his main adversaries, like Agent 008 or something?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So
there's isn't there a there is a James Bond movie where like a lot of the James Bonds come. Isn't there one where like there's a lot of them together? And it's something
I'm not too sure. My lore behind James Bond is pretty loose.
I know like James Bond is one of those things that I like it. I really like in concept, but I haven't like committed myself
exactly. Like it's interesting enough to me, but like if I'm being honest, like I could tell you way more about John Wick and the world around that, and I'm not even all that invested in John Wick. But I do agree with what you were saying. Like if you want to talk about like Marvel female characters, we can, like, I actually feel really bad for Brie Larson. I think she got kind of a bad rap being put in she didn't do herself any favors with certain media stuff, but like you also can't blame an actress for like taking a role that they want to give to, or like if YouTube wants to push her, then you can't blame her for doing it. But
I don't understand. I don't understand all that hate either, man.
I don't, and I don't have a problem with the way that she acted in the role either. I actually had a problem when they did the fake smirk. Like let her act the role the way that she wants to act the role. And like Carol Danvers is supposed to be a badass. So
well, and that's the thing, man. Like so I didn't even think it was that great of a movie. Like I didn't think that it was like the most spectacular movie ever made or whatever. But like I went into
I really didn't like it. But
after all the hype train that got that said it was going to be this, you know, feminist agenda, man hating, you know,
right?
And then it's like I went in and I kept waiting for it, and I was like, well, I'm not saying it's the greatest movie in the world. Like it's just kind of there. Like I still say that like if you put that movie up like at a different spot, you know, other than as the lead into Avengers, that movie doesn't make $1 billion. I mean, on its own.
Well, that and Disney, like, you know, I don't think it's crazy to say that there was a lot of empty theaters that were sold out with empty seats, if we're being fair. And you know, I'm not one of I am a DC guy, but I'm not one of these people who like is all like, I love the MCU stuff. Like same thing with the comics. I'm like both sides, but with the female stuff, it's just there's such an opportunity, and I really don't like the fact that they made like a campy TV show out of it. But when you have Scarlet Witch, and then you actually get the property rights to have the X-Men characters, I just feel like if you're gonna do a strong female character, what's stronger than the character who like says no more mutants and just like, you know, they're all gone. Like, I mean, she's just the strongest female. She's one of the strongest superheroes in all of Marvel anyway. So, but that's neither here nor there. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'll talk a little bit about the action figure stuff.
Yeah. So I'm like, speaking of that real quick. So we were showing Crush It some love for donating the comics. So he just put on there on the Milee Store, which you can find the link down there in the description. That's where they support these things. He says buy 2 get 1 free on all toys. So there you go. They got like all kinds of cool stuff there. They got stuff for everyday stuff. They got toys. They got hats.
I'll check it out for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Go there, show them some love. So
I mean,
yeah.
I'm like 3 inches from like the Batman Prime, like one of the last DC collectibles before they shut down the brand. But that's also kind of a transition. The McFarlane thing, I'm kind of like right on the same page with you, but from like a business standpoint, I don't. It's not McFarlane. Now I can't say this for sure, but just given what we know, I think when you see the moves that AT&T is making, and when they cut out DC collectibles after how long it's been, just I mean, they're basically Jim Lee basically said as much, that they're basically going to go to all digital comics and then have like a physical Batman, which like, you know, I want to keep believing that that's not true, but I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't want to believe all the pretty sound and logical arguments that a lot of the negative areas, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to say Comicsgate, because like, I'm actually like, you know, I'm friends with a lot of those people. I just I don't label myself that, because I think that it carries a lot of baggage and now they're all fighting with each other. Like, I just want comics to do well. I don't care how it does well. You know, I like all this stuff. But when you got AT&T,
I've just been telling people, man, it's like, so a lot of these people that are like, really like when DC announced all the layoffs that they announced, you know, a couple of weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
And there were people losing their minds, and people going off on AT&T, going off on DC and all these things. And, you know, here's the thing.
I actually have a word for that, and especially when we're talking about the YouTube community, and when we talk about a certain corner of the internet, I actually refer to it as algorithm prostitution, because that's
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, what people are doing is, I mean, it's rage bait. It's and it's kind of like with the Mike Zero stuff. I mean, we're talking about the same exact type of thing. What you're doing is trying to get your clicks. You're trying to get your bag. I get it. What my problem is, when you're somebody who claims to and espouses that you love these things, you love these properties, and I believe that these people do. It's the only reason that it's upsetting to me. If I thought that they didn't care at all, I wouldn't care. But it's the fact that they've lost like kind of the reason we love all this stuff, and like we're adults and we're still collecting toys, is because it's like there's still kind of like a magic to it, right? You like genuinely have a love in this stuff in your heart, even though you know it's silly. Like it's the same way when I love sports. I know that it's just a ball getting thrown, and it's ridiculous that I have really, really deep passions about how Tom Brady's the devil and Peyton Manning's, you know, the next thing, the second coming of Jesus Christ. Sure. But I know that that's silly, but it's a magic that you feel, right? But when you get on YouTube and you start pushing for the algorithm to grow bigger and grow, and I'm blessed enough that like, I mean, when we talk about music, I'm a professional audio engineer and a music producer. So like, dude, that's awesome, man. The YouTube stuff that I do, it's not for views. Like I appreciate everyone who engages with my content. My content's pretty edgy stuff though. So a lot of people, it's not their bag. And it's especially not Susan's a lot of time, if I'm being honest. But nothing like, you know, nothing that you'd feel like angry about. Just like, oh, I get why that's, you know, not okay on the platform, you know. Kind of like with Jody's Corner. Like I made a couple of videos of like when he was talking about certain group of people that send him certain types of pictures in his DM box. I made like little cut ups of that. But so it's never me. It's never me doing anything. It's just me, you know, it's me showing people. But like with the algorithm prostitution, it's like what you're doing is you're helping like decay like the same like foundation of these properties that you claim to be so upset about it being decayed. And it's like AT&T, they get rid of collectibles, like to circle back, like the reason McFarlane can't really make all the other properties yet, and maybe that this was their modus operandi the whole time, but especially
which that's a great line. That's a great word, by the way. That's a great word, by the way. I use that in my. Ironically, I don't know if you use that on purpose because you heard my Mike Zero diss track, but I use. No,
I've never heard it, and I need to hear it. Like
You need to hear it. It's
I'm
called
probably
Live.
gonna remix it. Like we should make some music. I mean, I'm not
Absolutely,
kidding.
man. Absolutely, bro. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love
talk
it.
about this. But yeah, no, it's funny that you use that word because that's a great word that you don't hear enough anymore, and like nobody knows what it means. People don't know what it means.
I went to law school, so there's like Latin pinging in my head all the time,
Dude,
especially with
awesome.
what's going on now.
But it's funny because I use that word in the song.
Synchronicity, brother. Synchronicity.
There you go.
You know,
that's awesome. Anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to catch
that
up.
reminds me of like Ben Stiller's dad saying "Serenity Now" on Seinfeld for some reason. But no. So like with McFarlane, it's like when you have DC under like AT&T cutting DC collectibles, and you're like an independent contractor being McFarlane trying to renew a contract. You basically got them saying, "Hey, look, we just axed like our own in-house like distribution of merchandise, right? So you need to prove that you can sell until the next contract, which is probably only going to be for this short amount of time until you can prove that you can sustain that." And I think that's contributing to it, which I think sucks because I think obviously like before all this downsizing, it's like until the last couple of years, it's like Warner Brothers was so stingy with letting DC even get independent contracting, licensing out properties to any company to make figures. So we just had like not that great of stuff for so long, especially when like you operate, like I don't get many, like I love the Hot Toy stuff, but it's just not realistic for me to spend that kind of money on all those things,
I talked about that with Robert Meyer Burnett. Like those, like they look awesome, but it's like I
have Deathstroke and like the Deathstroke from Arkham, like that. I footed the money up for that because I love Deathstroke, and it's an amazing thing. But there's a lot of amazing things they make, but I don't have $400 for an action figure. And even realistically, if I would, but now like I'm taking care of my two nieces. Like there's a lot of stuff I cut out of my life that like I would love to keep spending my money on. But when you are like young and single and you don't have kids, you're like, okay, well I have all these, I have all this expendable income. I'll spend it on whatever I want to. Why else do I make money? Well, then now it's like all that money that I have saved up. It's like, oh, it goes to them. I mean, I'm sure you have a bunch of kids of your own. So like, it's just not realistic. So like, we stay in like the smaller like scales. I have like a couple bigger scales. Like I have the Iron Spider, but like not the Hot Toys. It's like a re-edit of like the actual like comic book, like the red and gold. Awesome looking figure, but it's just not sustainable to have that kind of cash for any figure when you could get 25 of like, you could get an entire like what's the word I'm looking for? Wave. You can get an entire wave from like any distribution line.
That's the thing, man. There's like so many things like that, like you said. Now, see, I will say this though, because Kavari brings up this point, and this is what I was saying earlier, like with the whole thing of like AT&T having to let people go and some different things like that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I
mean, everybody was like super upset about it though. Right. And everybody was like griping and complaining about it and saying, what horrible people DC was, and the higher ups at DC and what horrible people
it's not them.
And it's like, guys, calm down for a second. Do you understand we're in the middle of a pandemic? Like, like
most people don't have jobs.
And like you guys are sitting here complaining about a comic book company, and I understand that those are those people's livelihood. But if you don't like it, when's the last time you bought a comic book?
Exactly. That drives me up the wall.
Listen to me, guys. I but all I hear is griping about, well, I don't like this story, and I don't like that story, and I don't like this and this and this, right? And it's like, okay, that's fine.
And the same people are on the internet saying this is all garbage, you should stop supporting it. And it's like, but you're complaining that it's dying and saying don't support it anymore.
Tell me how you could boycott any other business and then yell at them for going out of business.
Right. And
That
it's like,
doesn't make sense to me. It's like these people. Look, I went into my local comic book store because he finally opened up a few weeks ago, right? And there was nothing that I necessarily needed out of there, but I went and bought it. I just went and bought a bunch of
the business because they're dying.
I went and spent $45 on back issues of Batman because I wanted to start putting together like the old Jason Todd series that I had when I was a kid. And so like I was going back there looking at back issues and stuff, and
which is always a risk because you might actually once you get in there and you start buying one, you're like, oh well, I might as well get all 100 of these, and then you get 100 of those.
I had to put back a few because like all of a sudden
exactly.
Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to spend $80. I can spend $40 in here, whatever. But but that's the thing. It's like I wanted to support him, and so the thing is like I think it's like anything with just anything. Like if you don't support it, you can't gripe about it when it goes away.
Right. And I think it's legitimate for us. I think anybody who's interested in comics, I think we all have our problems with certain things that Marvel and DC are both pushing. And you get this with the movies too. Like movie studios are doing this, is pushing really honestly political agendas. And I don't really like to get in that realm of talk because then you get into, I won't say his name specifically, but there's a channel that sounds a little bit like The Bothering that seems to always be bothered about everything. And
really,
yes, and certainly about a certain person named Carol Danvers, and not the comic book character, but the actress.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like seriously, like what's funny about that to me, man, is, and I like you, by the way. This is the first time that we've talked, and I really like you, man.
I dig you a lot. When you kind of like first started like getting on a couple of streams like that, like I'm used to frequenting, and this really had to do with that corner of the internet. And then you did that stream that day where you just kind of like you had like laid out what you wanted to say, and I couldn't have been more happy. I actually like made a little I think you retweeted it, like a little 2-minute chop up of like your long speech that kind of like succinctly put together like what you meant. I mean, that just like, I mean, you won me over right there. I mean, there's plenty of other reasons why, but like just that whole narrative of just like, we're talking like, look, at the end of the day, we're human beings. It's part of the reason I don't like all this negativity stuff. Now, part of this might be because us personally, we have our ways about us being like men of God, which I don't bring that up in my YouTube stuff or movie talk or anything like that ever.
I get you, man.
Because it makes some people uncomfortable. But the reality is that does kind of skew my. I just don't want all the negativity. I don't want everybody to hate everybody all the time.
We'll see you, Guider. Thanks, man. Thanks for being on, brother.
And like everybody's allowed to have their opinions, but it's like
absolutely.
I don't want to. Once that starts casting the shade, and then everybody that you do interact with, like you might not be partaking in the negativity, but if everybody's talking about something that is negative, then it's really, I mean, it's just echoes of like, it's shades of gray at that point. It's like, yeah, we're not the negative ones, but this is the content that's going out and people have that in their brains. It's like when people who love comics are bashing what the comics are doing. It's like, could you focus? Like, yes, you have your problems with what X, Y, and Z are happening, but can you talk about the things that you really love that people should go out and support so that we can like kind of keep this industry alive, that it doesn't just go to like studio executives? I mean, we had a hard enough time with like the whole Snyder Cut movement, which like for me personally, anecdotally, like was more so about like suicide prevention and like that. And here's the thing, I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan. I mean, we share a surname, so like seeing like my name everywhere like that, you get kind of and also. And I don't say this for any kind of like pity or anything like that. Like I'm an adult, we're all adults, people go through stuff. But I actually lost my sister and my best friend 2 weeks apart from suicide, like 3 months before his daughter. And like I kid you not, like to get through, kind of like part of the coping mechanism was to consume this content that I love. And he is my favorite director, so a lot of that was like his content. So like I got kind of wrapped up in this from like a suicide prevention thing. Like this movement was not just about like throwing daggers at the MCU and all like that stuff's like, why can't, even if you don't like something, just let people love the stuff they love. And it does. And then like, it's kind of like now, even with the release, the Snyder Cut stuff, it's like, all right, Zach got what he wanted. Now he's making the movie. We don't have to like, there's some accounts like Twitter accounts or something like that, you know, kind of caught on once it was profitable, or like you could get clout to do so. Yep. And then these people like hold that up. Like it used to be kind of like a like it symbolized like a voice for the voiceless, was like how it started. Yep. And then people started, once it was like we won and we were victorious, now it's like then it turned into a shield to like block any criticism of like unrelated statements that people make, like people's own personal statements. It's like, oh well, like I'm released the Snyder Cut. It's like, well, that's kind of gross. And then it's like, now it's a sword, and then the sword's getting turned in on each other. So like, who's the right release the Snyder Cut people? It's like, that's the type of culture that like and when you did that video and get like that, like just spoke to me perfectly. It's like, exactly, like, look, we're all people. And like at the end of the day, why I bring up the suicide prevention thing is that the movement is bigger. It's not only is it about a voice for the voiceless, like the actors like Ray, like kind of taking that mantle in a completely different aspect of the industry, but like a very meaningful one. I think nobody would disagree with that. And then also like it's about like, okay, are we really like doing it for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention? Are we saying that when we make our videos and do our tweets, or does that matter to us? Because it seems like sometimes people are falling back on that. And I'm not saying, you know what, spread the message even if you don't believe in it. I don't care. Whatever we need to do to get the word out there. But when you are just using that as a fallback and it doesn't matter to you, that's how you let it get away from you, that we're not talking about people anymore. You know, now, you know, it's like Jody bringing on Film God to call him racist, but he's not calling him racist. He has his white knight, so to speak, and Andy Signore. And I won't get too far into all of that. It's just, do you really believe that he said something racist to you if you as a African American have a white man speaking for you? Or is this like a clickbait thing? You're triple teaming somebody who's from Scotland.
What I thought was funny. What I thought was funny about that, and I do have a couple more people to get to, but I'll let you go. But no, it's cool because one of the things, like I was talking to somebody about this today, because when all that stuff happened, you know, it was an interesting whirlwind of stuff that just kind of happened, right? That all like
an amalgamation.
Really, just like blew up all of a sudden. It's like I spent 3 days in this chair, man. Like I literally fell asleep twice in this chair, like, and woke up like, where the heck am I?
Like the tide kind of sucks you out.
Yeah,
you know?
like I was on like 17 different live streams, man, over 3 days, right? Because people were asking me to be on their stream, and I met a lot of great people, had a lot of fun, and that was really great stuff. You know, but it was funny because I had to laugh my butt off when Jody called me a racist. And I was like,
just ridiculous.
What? I was like, hold on a second. I'm a racist. I'm literally defending a black man who's a strong black man who's like even involved in like a lot of stuff that's very controversial. But like, I'm a racist. Okay.
And mind you, a racist because you did. The main point of disagreement was because we don't think it's okay for you to throw out these slurs and epithets towards gay people.
I just thought,
and then his defense too, and I don't want to get into the weeds of this, but his defense too is that okay, so I and I'm sure you saw the tweet. I have a preference for a certain type of adult film, and I have a certain type of people blowing up my inbox and showing me hard things and slapping certain things against walls. So
look what he said to me.
Here's the thing: is that that doesn't mean you don't get to like that. That's fine. That might mean that that's what you're into, but that doesn't mean that you didn't say the things you said. Just like if I'm a white guy, like you were talking about how you like hip hop. I don't think anybody's going to be okay if we say, oh, well, yeah, well, I called you like a house N-word, but it's okay because I listen to rap music. No, that just means that I might not hate black culture or black people, but I'm using hateful and racist language. You know what I'm saying? And that always crossed me as like, how do you not see that? Just because you hashtag sus gang and black YouTubers? And I don't, I don't want to speak too much on that.
It's you know what it is. It's all excuses, man.
But using it just to hurt people. He's just like those are just shields to hurt people. He was trying to hurt you.
That's why after a couple of days, I was just like, okay, I got to stop feeding into this. Like I'm at a place now where it's because like there's been probably about a month now almost. I mean, it's hard to believe that that we're that far removed from it. But like I don't want to get.
And he's surprisingly stayed low, like lower than
I don't look. I'm definitely not into like diving back into that whole thing because trust me, that was exhausting. But I have gotten to a point where it's like, okay, I am also going to always speak my mind.
Exactly.
Right? Like I am not going to allow someone to try to scare me. Like, look, and I've talked with others because there's been things that were said about other people. Look, you do need to know the time where it's like you do have to step back and you have to take it and you have to do what's best for your family, and you have to do and there's some other people involved that that he did some of that kind of stuff too, and so
there's some stuff that happened that I don't even like mentioning.
And so the thing is as I fully support those people that for that stuff. So I support those people who had to do that and do what's best for them. But I look at it as like, for me, until I feel that kind of pressure, that's what I got a channel. Okay. Like, I mean, I did, I even had a live stream with some of my Patreon supporters, and like, they brought up a really great point. They're like, look, we support you. We understand why you had to do this. We just hope that this is not what the channel is going to be about now.
Exactly. And that's part of the reason I love you is because it hasn't become that.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, I had to reassure them because I wanted them to know, like, no, I want you guys to know, look, that's not what we've been. That's not what we're going to be. We're not just going to go looking for fights for everybody, and just be like, who are we going to fight with this week? You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing that, but we are in this space. And so we are going to talk about occasionally some things that, obviously this one hit a nerve, right? Like,
it's the commentary corner.
Yeah,
it's the commentary realm.
I'm just this little old channel over here, and these guys who are much bigger than me, been around a lot longer than me. It caught their attention, and for some reason, they didn't want to let that go. But you know what? You stand up for what you believe is right, and that's the thing is like out of that, a lot of positivity came up about of it. You know what I mean? Like look at Ray Fisher's reaction. Obviously, and validating what I said. Look, I mean, because like that original video, where I said,
well, you're kind of a microcosm of Ray in that you were a guy who like for a split second, you got on, like, let's say that you got in the corners, like eye of sight, right? Mm-hmm. And this is part of the reason that I think you resonated with so many people is that I think that he just, and the way he does swing, like he gets on his show and says, and let's just not say him, but there's plenty of people that do this, just like the algorithm prostitution. They use their subscriber base as like really like a fist, right? As like almost like an Iron Man gauntlet, so to speak. And what they're doing is using, here's just this small guy. I'm going to put him in his place. And what you said is, okay, I'm the wrong guy to do that to. I don't care how small you think my channel is. I don't care if you think that I'm a nerd. Like my name's Poindexter's Lounge. You're gonna call me a nerd, bro?
Right?
You're a comic book movie comment. We're the same nerd. You know, like what do you mean
Yeah,
I'm a
like
nerd?
what the
It's
heck, man? I don't
and
get
really
that.
and really part of that, like, this is specific to him once again, but like it echoes throughout the platform, is like it wasn't so there was an undertone of, it's not just that like you're a nerd, but it's like we're at a certain cultural temperature and like a cultural like tipping point where there was some leverage behind like who he was espousing to represent, like the group of people, you know. There was kind of that, like well, you like, once you said no, I'm going to stand up and speak my mind, it became, oh well, you're a racist. And it's like, well, okay, well, that, see, now we're not being adults. And I think it resonated because you know, any denomination, race, creed, color, everybody saw that and was kind of like, okay, I mean, what are we doing now? I mean, like,
Well,
we're
that's
talking
and
about
the reason,
movies and stuff, and
the way
like,
that I was able, like you said, to come on here to communicate what I needed to say in a calm, collected
right.
way, where yes, I had a prepared statement. Like they even made fun of me for having a prepared statement. But you know what?
Well,
Look,
you didn't
at least
respond in
with,
kind. That was the
yeah,
important part. You didn't
at,
respond in kind.
no, at least my prepared statement, you know what? There were a couple of things that I ad-libbed, but you know what? Even when I did that, I didn't go off talking about people's esophaguses and stuff that I wanted to do to
Well,
them
yeah.
and stuff
Well,
like that. Like I kept it to the
it's
point
an
because none of
adult
that
thing
stuff
to do. But
absolutely, because none of
preparing a
that stuff
statement
matters.
is the adult thing to do. So when
Right?
people say, "Oh, well, he had to prepare," yes, because I want to make sure that what I'm saying is clear and concise, and I convey the message that the intention of the stream was. Like, you're
Absolutely.
not going to make me feel bad for doing that, and I think you executed that perfectly. And
Well,
I'll
thanks,
say
man.
this and sign off, because I feel
Yeah.
like you and I could get to talking for hours
Oh,
if we
dude,
don't.
it's great talking. You're always welcome, man. You're always
So
welcome.
thank you for having me on. I'd love to do it again, and I'm serious
Absolutely.
about making some of that music. I'm gonna,
Absolutely, man.
once your stream's done, I'm gonna listen to that Mike Zero song,
Yeah,
and
listen to Mike Zero. So
I'm
also,
gonna
my
remix it,
band,
and I'm
my
gonna bump it.
my band, so I play in a band called Waking Vegas, and we've got like I think 5 music videos here on the channel and a couple of live things. So if you search Poindexter Lounge Waking
Cool.
Vegas, Waking Vegas.
Well, if you ever make any music and you want like a video edited for it, I can, even if it's just like you want like an animated something, like I do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, dude.
I'm more than, and I don't do this stuff for money. Like there's no money we need to talk about. Like I just do this stuff for free. I'd be more than happy to help you.
Let's talk offline for sure. Well, online, but off here. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Great. And thanks for having me on, man. You have a good night.
You too, buddy. Hey, that was For the Love of Movies. Or not was that this is For the Love of Movies, says Jody's just a troll, but yeah. No, I hear you. But you know, man, what a great call there. You guys even responded to that That was so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on. I always love it when I always love all of you guys who support obviously all the time. But what a great chat that was. Also, I do want to say Bane R6, you brought up a comment here. I had it up for a minute and now I think I lost it. But you asked the question basically if I've thought about doing a second channel that talked about other things in my life, like things like my faith and stuff like that. And I have actually, because you know what? I think that you guys all know. Here it is. Have you considered opening up a separate channel on something to discuss faith and related topics for those who are interested? I absolutely have. And here's the thing is if I do pull the trigger on that, I want everybody to know, like, and I think you guys all get this from me anyways, right? Like that I'm not the type of person that like I'm shoving anything down anybody's throats. But you know what? I know that a lot of you guys contact me off air and you guys have like different questions. Well, what about this? What about that? Like, you know, what do you think about this, Enosh? You know, you're a pastor. What do you think about this? You're a minister. What do you think about this? And I'm always open and happy to help kind of shed some light on different things, you know, because people have questions about religion. They have questions about just, you know, things in general. And I always try to bring a level-headed approach. You guys, if you guys have been around for any amount of time, you know that I'm a kind of a level-headed guy and I take a real world approach to that. And I know that there's a lot of times where people feel that they can't ask those questions of other people because maybe they're afraid of how they're going to react to it or how whatever. And so yes, I have been thinking about doing a separate channel just so that I can, you know, kind of have that there, and people are more than welcome to ask those questions, and we can do stuff over on that channel or whatever. And so that's a great idea, because here, you know, like actually, absolutely, Bane, I'm a preacher, but I'm not preachy. I'm here to have fun and talk nerd stuff. I'm here to talk about all those kind of things. And so I'm just glad to have you guys here for sure. Hey, welcome. You can call me Joker. This first time on your stream. Well, I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. I hope that you enjoy the channel. I hope that you take a look around, see some of the videos that we do, and that you enjoy it. So I definitely appreciate it. Sickness, I see your comment here about the comments that were made about my family and stuff. And you know what? That's the thing, man. You know what? I'm not I don't back down to stuff lightly. You know, I'm not, like I said, my grandma taught me something back when I was a kid. She said, never go looking for a fight, but if somebody brings a fight to you, you finish it. And I think that's wise words that my grandma gave me. And I'll just say this, Kavari, the fandom is not split. The fandom is not split. The fandom is very much together. And we are all looking forward to what we have next in DC. All right. Well, next is a guy who I always love talking to. And well, thank you, Bane. I appreciate that so much. This is a guy all the way from the above the border here. Me being in the United States, this guy is Canadian. I'm not Canadian. Somebody earlier asked if I was Canadian. No, I am not. But this guy is. Look at this guy. Look, Ray Liotta himself, ladies and gentlemen, here on the channel. Ray Liotta, how's it going? Good to have you, brother. Always good to see you, Ray.
Good to see you, my friend.
You're not a sunbird, Tony.
It's been a couple weeks, man. I miss you.
I know, man. I miss you too, man. It has been a while.
I never get on the Patreon streams for some reason because I never look at it. Sorry, I never look at it.
Actually,
I should get on those.
Well, see, so here's the thing: is I actually haven't had one since you joined, because you joined You joined literally right after the last one, I think. And so it's the first of the month. So I'm actually getting ready to schedule one for the Patreon. So yeah.
I'm 3 hours behind you or ahead of you, whatever we call it. Right?
Yeah, you're 3 hours. You're 3 hours in the future. Well, yeah, because it's earlier there than it is here. Yeah, so
yeah, no, it's not light here anymore. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've gotten some rest. I've actually gotten some sleep over the last few days, which has been a good thing. And just getting some stuff done around the house, you know, hanging out with the family and stuff. We're just taking care of some stuff. The boys are getting ready to go back to school in some form, you know, here pretty soon. And so, yeah, man, it's just, you know, it's the first of the month. This is my birthday month.
Me as well.
Yeah. So
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. See, mine, I got to wait 3 weeks and 2 days, right? Because it's the 24th, so it's the second now, right? Is it the third? Today's the third.
You're exactly the same as my first cousin.
Really?
So I'm the 17th. He's the 24th. He's like a week after me.
One of my best friends, his birthday was yesterday on the 1st, and then a guy that I work with, his birthday was today. So, yeah. So,
it's because all our parents partied hard during the holidays, right? So September babies, we all know what we are.
Yep. Heck yeah. Well, you know, that's
we all know exactly what we are.
I'm the 24th, man. So there you go. I'm the 24th. Christmas 17th. Eve, baby. Christmas Eve, baby. There was some presents being unwrapped a little early. So
yeah. And back in the 60s and 70s, they weren't wrapping it.
Nope. Nope. There you go. They were not wrapping those gifts at all. So
I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Bill and Ted, man?
Okay.
Should we get a close up?
You want my honest?
Yeah. There we go. Let's dig in deep. Let's make sure that we're getting in real close for Tony's reaction to Bill and Ted. Face the music.
Okay, so what did you honestly think the first time that you watched it? Because I watched it twice too.
Yeah. So the first time I watched it, I'll be honest with you, there were some things that like I thought it was funny. I found it very funny. I found it very cute. There were things that I really liked about it. Basically, if you watch my I know you were on when I debuted.
No, and you know what? I left that and I watched it after I had watched the movie. So
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I kind of shared my feelings on the movie the first time I saw it was
and I was
that
kind of with you.
There were just kind of things that were just kind of, oh, okay, they're there.
I didn't want the daughters to be exactly the same as their characters back in the day.
Yeah.
I didn't. I that's one of the things I didn't enjoy about the movie. Keanu Reeves, keep the beard, man. It doesn't matter that you're fucking. Keep the beard.
Hey, Sickness, dude, Sickness. I just want to say, hey, man, you're good, man. You're good. Look, I'm not. I know that there's. Look, I've been quiet about everything, and like I said, we're not trying to stir the pot here or anything like that. You know, I'm not trying to get back into that whole thing, but. This is a call-in show. This is a place where we talk about things, you know, and it's something that happened. We're not just going to act like it didn't happen. I know that I'm all with everybody else in our group of streamers when we say we're going to block out the haters. We're going to block out the hate and stuff. But it kind of gets a little silly after a while when we're sitting here a month later and something comes up and we're like, this person here, and we're not being just straight up about what we need to say. Sometimes, look, I'm an adult. I'm going to be straight up what I need to say, right? I mean, that's what you got to do. If you got something to say it clearly. So no, I appreciate you, man. You have nothing to apologize about, Sickness, at all. We're going to be straight up here. So anyways, yes. Look at this guy hanging out here. What's up, Matt Jarbo? Look at that smirk Matt Jarbo's got there. Look at that. He's not too far from you, you know. You're up in Vancouver. He's not too far from you, but
he's in what, Seattle?
Right. Yeah, I think so. Somewhere in the Northwest, Portland,
Portland?
I don't know, Oregon, somewhere, Oregon, Seattle area, somewhere in there. Yeah. But
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So good to see you, Matt. Hey, Matt's another person I haven't talked to in a little while. And so I kind of miss Matt Jarbo. I do. I miss him. He's a good guy. He's in Olympia. I didn't want to out him. I didn't want to out him, you know, whatever. But I think Matt's another guy that's just like, bring it. Like, I don't care anymore. Just bring it, you know? so there you go. But yeah, man. So back to Bill and Ted. Like I said, the first time I saw it, there was nothing about it that I was like, oh, this is bad, you know, or anything like that. It was just, there were just things that, like you said, like, I wish that he would have kept a beard because I thought that he would have looked better.
I think it would have looked better.
You know, and then there were just some moments that I just really wished that it had actually been in a movie theater, because if it had been in a theater, it wouldn't have looked like, there were a couple of parts where it just looked very, I think I said it in our review of it. You could tell when stuff was filmed on a set, you know, because it didn't have that theatrical look to it. You know, which I actually came across when I was doing the review. I came across a thought and an idea, and actually I'm going to post. There's 15 more minutes of our review that I did not post because we got done with the review and I realized we had gone on for 47 minutes about the film, and I was like, yeah, I can't post all that, so I ended up cutting it down. But that being said, I'm actually going to put the full 47 minutes up on the Patreon for anybody, if anybody wants to see because I got into a whole lot of other stuff that I did. If you notice, it's kind of like cut up because I was like,
so yeah. Here's my thing about it. I like it. I didn't mind it. There's certain things I hated about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe the two daughters didn't need to act like the two previous characters. I think the two daughters should have went with the moms to figure out the happy moment, and I think Bill and Ted should have gone with Death to find the musicians for their song. To bring that call back, you know what I mean? It should have been instead of an hour and a half, should have been 2 hours, and we should have seen a little bit more interaction between. Alex Winter was the best part of that movie. Nothing had changed for Alex Winter since the last movie to this movie. Yeah. Alex Winter was Bill.
Yep.
There was nothing different. It looked like Keanu forced it a bit. Or he just was a little too old to pull off the and maybe he should have had the beard to be able to be the you know.
Yeah, I thought that he did okay. I thought that he did okay. I just felt like
I think it felt like he forced it to me a little bit.
and you know, and yeah, and I don't know. I mean, and Keanu is just such a great he's a really good actor. I really like Keanu Reeves. And so I kind of wonder, because the thing is that
he's Canadian.
Is he? He did not have, he didn't, this is not a movie that he had to do. This was a total,
he wanted to do it.
Love letter from him, man, from him and Alex Winter and those involved. Like him and Alex have really wanted to do this. I met Alex Winter a few years ago.
Alex Winter is wonderful.
And he's such a nice guy. And like, I would love to meet Keanu, because like today I woke up to a post where somebody had posted like all of these interactions that people have posted over the years that they've had with Keanu, like all these like personal interactions that he's had. And I'm just like, wow. Like,
yeah, his hands are always out. When even like two girls beside him, the hands are always out. He doesn't wrap them.
Yeah, and so it was interesting, but like, yeah, I agree. Like there was
if I had to give it, what did you give it out of 10 stars, man? Like honestly,
honestly, so after, you know, because in the review I gave it a 7.5 to 8. After watching it the second time, I give it a solid 8. I think it was an 8. It grew on me the second time. I think. Ooh, you gave it a 6. Ooh.
It. You know what? It needed more. Like, I love that Death was in there, but why didn't you play a game with him?
See, we brought that up in our review.
Give us the nostalgia.
We brought that up in our review. Like when they first go to hell, when in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they have to play the Reaper to get out of hell. That's the whole point. You have to play the Reaper. They did not play the Reaper. The Reaper just jumped in the van with them and they just all ascended out. And it was like, okay.
No.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And
I mean,
unless I don't have the
second
power,
time you die,
you gotta play somebody else.
Unless the second time you die and you're with a group, the Reaper can just help you get out. Like if you're friends with the Reaper and you played in a band with the Reaper, I would hope that if I was in a band with the Reaper, that if I went to hell, that the Reaper could, you know, get me out. Yeah, because I know people, right? I mean, like.
So we have one more piece of business.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. What's that?
I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, is that the yes. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, because it got returned to me.
No way.
Yes. So
did you put chemicals in it that I told you not to?
Obviously, I guess so. So it's
those Canadian chemicals.
It's going to be greatly enhanced now.
Okay.
And coming back.
Okay.
And I want you to do whatever you want with it, man. Like, I'm gonna send you some really, really cool stuff.
Oh, dude, you're awesome. You're awesome,
like,
man.
Stuff that I want you to like show online that you might give away. That you, if you want to give away, you can. But there are certain things that are going to be for you, and those are the things you cannot give away.
Well, thank you, Tony. Thank you, man.
I have a few things for your Star Wars room that are that you might not have. Because hey, I live in Canada. You might not have this stuff.
That's true. Canada does get a lot of good stuff. Now, look here. Matt Jarvis says the Reaper having tried to steal the band name was great, though. That was great.
I agree. That like when he's going over. No, I agree. 100%. That was funny.
That was fantastic. That was good. Like I'm with you. I kind of wish that they had, and I said this in our review too. But and I'm sorry if there's anybody who has not seen the movie.
Yeah, spoilers.
But I did kind of wish that they had more musicians that they had gone back for.
Me too. And
it seemed
I
like
think
a very small pool of musicians that they went back for.
And that's why I think that if they had changed it a little bit and had the girls go back with their moms and try to figure out where they were really happy, and have Bill and Ted try to figure out the musicians that they wanted to bring back to create this song, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the Jimi Hendrix and what's his name with
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong. That dude was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
oh yeah,
amazing. But like, yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more interaction, like they had maybe with like like Napoleon in the first one, somebody getting away from the group or something like that, or they went and got. And when I thought when they went to England in 1969, I actually thought they were going for one of the Beatles.
Oh, me too. I honestly,
when they were going into that, I'm like, it's gonna be John or Paul. Right?
Yeah.
Weren't you thinking the same thing?
I absolutely was thinking the same thing, man.
Yeah, but it was
sorry, sickness. we totally ruined it for sickness now.
Sorry,
I'll send you. That's all right, sickness. I'll send you a link where you can watch it for absolutely free. All right.
Yeah, it cost me $20, sickness. So don't worry. It's not.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I felt bad because my one son Landon, he's not with us right now. He's with his mom and stuff. And it was just like the boys woke up the day that it came out, and Landon took off that day. And they're like, we want to watch it. We want to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm not waiting for Landon. I'm sorry. I love you, buddy, but I'm not waiting 10 days for you to come back and watch it. Like, we'll have to figure it out.
When I bought it, it was like for 24 hours. So
yeah. Hey, so One Step Too Far did ask, was Carlin a glaring hole that one is incapable of forgetting about as the movie progresses, or do you feel his absence throughout? So actually, it was interesting because
liked it. What they did,
they did and Tiffany brought this up in our review, is that for once, but actually both her and Isaac brought this up, is the fact that for once we didn't get like a throwaway kind of tribute to somebody like this, because like I felt that way like in and we won't get into everybody's opinion about Ghostbusters 2016 with the girls and all that stuff, but one of the things that I felt in that movie when they showed Egon, I thought it was cool that they just had the bust of Egon in the back, but I felt like it could have been a little bit more, since all the other players took a role in the movie, like that he was just kind of there for a second and gone. And what I thought was really nice about this is the way that they show us Rufus, and he's referenced, many times in the movie. And I thought, what's her name? And I know Matt Jarbo is gonna shoot me for this because I don't remember her name.
I hate that I don't know her name either. But...
I love her. I absolutely love her and everything she does. Going back to Flight of Conchords. I mean,
Flight of Conchords, man. She was amazing in that.
Oh my gosh. And then, I mean, obviously, her vocal talents on Bob's Burgers, which I love too, because my family's, I
don't know her by name either.
My dad's last name is Belcher. And so for a while I was Enosh Belcher when I was younger. And so, so I resonate with that because my dad's middle name is Eugene. So like they got Gene Belcher, and it's like, oh, and my old stepmom, not my current stepmom.
My middle name's Bruno, dude. I understand your plight.
My old stepmom was named Linda, so the fact that they have Linda Belcher, it's just like all this stuff is way too whatever. But the thing is that she's so great in this, and the fact that she looked like Carlin. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Like I never thought she looked like George Carlin before, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a second, she looks like George Carlin.
And just like the when they're walking by,
and
he comes out and he gives them the same speech. I was like, oh, what a great tribute. They didn't try to screw with it and make him like Tarkin.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, that they didn't do that. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Like when I first saw Rogue One, Tony, I had really hoped, like when they showed Tarkin's reflection in the window, I looked at Tiffany and I said, I hope that's all we see. I hope that's all they do, because that right there is a brilliant way to do this, because it looks good in the window. It looks fine as a reflection. And then they went out of their way for the rest of the movie to show us these close-up, moist-looking close-ups of Tarkin over and over again. And I'm like, no, just stop, please, don't do that. No, and then they'd be like, here it is again, and it's like,
Do
no.
all his parts in reflection, and it would have been amazing.
It would've been fantastic. But yes, Kristen Schaal, she was fantastic. Yes, she is the greatest of all time. She is the GOAT. She is awesome. But yeah, like, well, you know what? This is a good one too. Bane R6 says, I'm reminded of Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls tribute to Marcus. That was that
Okay.
one. But yeah, I'll tell you what, man.
That movie. I hated that movie. I hated it. Why did you have to do Crystal Skulls? Please.
You know what?
You could have done anything but Crystal Skulls.
Yeah, but you know what? And I'll just say this, Tony. Like, I don't mind it because look, if anybody was, I know a lot of people are like, he's tackling aliens. Are you kidding? But in the 50s, what was all the rage? What was the big thing at that time?
Hey, it could have been aliens. It didn't have to be Crystal Skulls.
Yeah, but Crystal Skulls, though, like, but you had to bring about like some kind of archaeological thing about it. And you know what? Crystal Skulls. I remember being a kid, dude, and watching like In Search of with Leonard Nimoy and stuff like that. Yeah, and they were like talking about the crystal skulls and how like they're a mystery because they're made so, you know, meticulously and stuff like that. So I didn't have a problem with that. I have problems with different things in the movie. Like I have a big problem with this with one scene, and that's the snake scene, because that snake is so obviously a rubber snake. It's lifeless. It's not moving. They're literally tossing it around and stuff like that. This movie was directed by Steven Spielberg. Yeah. And you're gonna tell me.
I just watched his documentary, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, but you're gonna tell me that a Steven Spielberg movie, the guy who made Jaws and Jurassic Park, and you got a freaking rubber snake getting thrown around?
Think about Jaws, though. He had to make it the way he did because the thing was broken the entire movie. You didn't see it till the very end.
And you know, and I would love because Matt Jarbo is such a great movie buff. I would like to hear his take on this, because we were just talking about this with Bill and Ted about how, like, well, at least I was, about how some of the scenes, like, you could definitely tell were not shot on location, but they were definitely shot, you know, on a you know, stage or whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's how I felt about Crystal Skull. There were a lot of these great big scenes, and then there were these scenes like the graveyard scene. The graveyard scene looks like a soundstage. It looks like a soundstage. It does not have a reality to it at all. That the whole scene with the quicksand and the snake and all that stuff, it looks like low budget, almost like you did it on a sitcom.
Like one of those Saturday morning serials.
Yeah, and then it's like
it ends when the snake is there. And
then they spent all this money on what was it? The monkeys. Right. And the monkeys look absolutely horrendous swinging around with all the monkeys and stuff. Yet those ants, those killer ants, looked fantastic. So how, man? Like the movie is an inconsistency, but I love the fact that it's not just aliens in that movie, but that they're talked about as trans-dimensional beings. I think it's cool.
I hate that movie.
I don't like what's his name. I don't like the fact that they made
Shia
LaBeouf his son, and
I agree
because
there are parts of that movie that are redeeming to me, but there are parts of that movie that I'm like, no, hate that movie, hate it. No,
now what? So let me ask you this, and then we'll move on to something else. But
yeah,
what is your opinion on the fridge?
Oh, at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, nuke in the fridge, yes.
I love the opening of that movie more than any part of any other part of that movie. That is Indiana Jones.
People trying to hate on the nuke the fridge scene, I don't understand. Because every time
Indiana Jones, you think a giant stone float coming down at you at 50 miles an hour, you're gonna survive? Or come on, man, like,
what about like, dude,
Indiana Jones?
What about the scene from Temple of Doom where they're in the airplane and they got to jump out of the airplane and then they're on the raft and the raft is floating in the air and they go over the waterfall and all this stuff, and then people are literally complaining about the nuke the fridge thing. Like, I was like, come on, that's a classic like Indiana Jones trope that he does a stupid thing that looks
I honestly
ridiculous.
think that could be the best one of the 4. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, it could be the best one of the 4 because he's an old man now. The first one, he dives out. The rocks coming down. It's iconic. The second one, he's in the thing. He's shooting. He's got the fucking full thing. He needs the antidote. Third one. What's the third one? With his dad. What's the beginning of that one?
The beginning of that.
Oh no, it's young Indiana Jones in that one. That's like River Phoenix. Yes. And he gets and then he gets like punched. No, honestly, that one could be the best one of all 4. But it might be the only redeeming part of the entire movie. You know, I think that's like the only part Spielberg was like, I got this part. No, Lackey, take the rest.
Yeah, like he didn't like.
I got my money.
Or like he didn't direct the whole thing or something. I don't know.
It's like I only directed the first 45 minutes. That's really, really good. Then I sat back with my cash and said, all right, man, do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do, man. Just do what you got to do. Just take this thing over and fix it. I don't know. But it belongs in a museum.
I did like the tribute to like his dad and Marcus. That was nice. You know, they died, and you got a little bit of closure because it'd been like 20 years.
I just wish that they had brought back Sean Connery. I mean,
Sean,
how do you? I feel so bad about the fact that he just wouldn't even come back for Indiana Jones Jr. I mean, if anyone was going to come back at that point, it should have been Sean Jr.
That's really good.
Yes, it is. It's definitely one of my best, I will have to say.
I gotta tell you, I've seen you play music, and it's horrible. I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, it's great having you on here. So that was Tony, and it's good having Tony.
I'm just kidding. You can
thanks.
You can play guitar like nobody's business, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey, LDG, good to have you on. Yes, you know what? I got to get on Lower Decks, a Lower Decks review too. I said I was going to do one with Brian this last week, but like I said, I just haven't even been on. But yeah, I actually like Lower Decks, so I look forward to seeing that. I'm going to have to subscribe to you, man. I don't think I've subscribed to you yet, but I'm going to have to fix that.
Do your review with the guy on Lower Decks the other day, actually.
Yeah, well, so we talked about the show, but we didn't actually.
I haven't watched it yet, so
I actually really enjoy it. I know a lot of people. You know what? I kind of said
I'm a big Star Trek guy too. So
yeah, you know, like I think that there's a lot of people who like they're just never gonna like anything, Tony. Like everything that comes out, you know, like I don't like everything that comes out, but you know, like I look, if you like the kind of humor that's on Rick and Morty, like if you
love that stuff.
Yeah, if you can dig that kind of humor, it's made by one of the guys who made Rick and Morty, so it's got that same flavor to it. Like I'm not a person who has to feel like everything that's.
I like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, man. So I'm a little lowbrow.
Yeah, man. If you can get through Aqua Teen, dude,
Billy's could be one of my favorite shows.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. No, there are episodes of Aqua Teen that I like, and then there's episodes that I'm just like, what the heck am I watching here? It's kind of like Squidbillies, man. Like Squidbillies is like one of those things that, like you were watching Robot Chicken, and Robot Chicken went off, and Squidbillies came on, and you forgot to turn the channel, and then you recognized that like you just spent 8 minutes watching Squidbillies, and now you feel like you have to finish it.
Honestly, this is going to sound really funny. I've said that to my weed dealer at one point in time, where I said, "Hey, man, can I get something where I'm going to watch Antiques Roadshow for about an hour and not realize I watched Antiques Roadshow for an hour?"
Wow.
And wow. He's like, "That's the kind you want?" I'm like, yeah, I just want to watch. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Benson's with 5 pounds? What's up, Benson? Says, "Hey, dude. Hey, dude." I don't think anybody from the UK has ever called me a dude.
Dark
That's
Man.
awesome.
He watched Dark Man. That's amazing.
Dark Man on Netflix yesterday. Do you remember that Liam Neeson B movie classic? Hope you're well, buddy. Hey, Benson, thank you so much. I am well, man. I hope you're well as well. But that's so funny, man. It's been so long since I've seen
movie.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen Dark Man.
Raimi.
Oh my gosh, is that Raimi?
Yes, that's Raimi. Like fucking Bruce Campbell's in that movie. He has an appearance in that movie. That is a Sam Raimi movie, 100%.
One step too far is like, yeah, I got this kush they call lobotomy.
Yes.
I got some good stuff called Pickle Rick. Okay, but so here's the thing, man, about Dark Man, right? So my buddy Aaron, I'll never forget the first time him and his wife watched Dark Man because I got to hear all about it.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Gosh. Oh my gosh, I had forgotten all about Dark Man, right? But they watched Dark Man, and like he just comes back and he's giving me, and Aaron's not usually like this, but Aaron gives me, like, I'm usually the person, I'll watch a movie and then when I tell you how I feel about it, I'll give you the play-by-play of the whole entire stinking movie. Aaron's not usually like that, but Aaron gives me the play-by-play of the entire movie and what he thought of, like, what they thought of like every single scene, and it was just absolutely hilarious. I was laughing my butt off.
This this what's that movie where he's like, I have a special set of skills?
Hold on. Do you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully
What's
I'm still
like, I have a special set of skills.
Oh, well that's whatchamacallit, Taken. Yes.
This is he's like trying to do Taken 20 years before there was Taken. And he has no face. And CGI is fucking trying to be really, really good, but it's not really, really good.
Right.
And it's a Sam Raimi movie. So Bruce Campbell's in it at like 2 seconds of the movie because he's in every one of his movies.
Oh, well, yeah.
But he's in it at some point, and honestly, it would be a great movie if they made it now.
Well, he said like one step too far says Dark Man will blow your mind if you haven't seen it in 15 plus years. Silent Scott, and there's some love for Dark Man in the comments. Dark Man is an amazing movie.
Hey, people like Bruce Campbell, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Benson's Dark Man. Love that movie. I haven't seen Dark Man in ages. Says Music Man. Liam Neeson is Dark Man. Says Mr. Fahrenheit. And Matt Jarvo says, I saw Evil Dead and Army of Darkness last night in a drive-in double feature. Oh, you got to go see that, man. I keep hoping that they bring it here. I keep hoping that they bring it here, man. I tweeted him.
So jealous, Matt.
Yeah, Matt told me that was coming to him, and so I was on his stream one night and he brought it up. And so I actually went to the company and like tweeted him and said, yes, bring it here, please. Cause we still have a drive-in. And so it's like, dude, I would love to introduce my son to that because my son loves horror movies. And so I want him to get into like Evil Dead, and stuff.
Sort of horror, I guess.
What's that?
I guess they're sort of horror though. Like,
I mean, they're a horror comedy, especially Army of Darkness, But I mean, it is,
and it's Evil Dead 2. Like, if you got to see the first one, Evil Dead, then Evil Dead 2, then he might have the like.
Yeah, no, you got to see. You got to watch.
I'm stabbing you in the leg with a pencil. And then Evil Dead 2 is like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, no, you got to watch Evil Dead 2 first. That's the way I watched it when I was a kid, and you know what? I didn't even mean to do it back then, but that's just the way that you got to do it. So Farseer, I agree with you. I love Robert Meyer Burnett, but yeah, he does not like Lower Decks at all. So
I saw that actually. He doesn't like it at all.
He does not like it at all. And so, I
haven't seen it yet. Big Trekkie guy. I'm not sure. I liked Picard and a lot of people didn't. And I really liked Picard. I thought it was great.
There were parts of I liked most of Picard. It started like towards the end of the season, it started dropping off a little bit for me. And I was like, I was like tuning out. I found myself like watching it, but I was like, it was kind of on in the background while I was doing other things. And so it wasn't as
I like his Romulan friggin' housemates at the beginning. I thought they should have continued on a little bit more, maybe gone on the ship with him, you know, like as his protectors, or hey, this dude's an old man and we're his, you know, whatever. You know, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
One step too far asked, before you go, can you give your thought on how amazing Colin Farrell's makeup is in the Batman? So I will say this, when Tiffany showed it to me, I didn't believe it was Colin Farrell. I said, no, I think that's like some made up thing that like some people are trying to say that that's Colin Farrell, but it's not really Colin Farrell. And then the more I looked at it, I was like, that might be Colin Farrell. And then the next day, of course, everybody was like, yeah, it's Colin Farrell. So I was like, wow, dang. I'll be honest with you. I really like it. So I gotta read you guys this. So you guys sit back as Enosh tells you and reads to you a story of the private chat of the Poindexter Council. So we have a private Facebook chat, right, where we talk about all things, just basically just a ton of stuff right here. So that kind of came up about him, but then something else came up in the middle of that. So we haven't done a council in a while because it's been hard to get the council together. But Johnny, who does 2 Cents on Nonsense, does it with me. My friend Jason is on that. My friend Zach is on that, and also my friend Harrison. And so and there's a couple other people join us. Tiffany joins us. Isaac joins us. So throughout the week we've kept this thread going. And so guys, I hope that you enjoyed this, because this was really funny to me, because I realized something, Tony, about myself last night. I do not like Josh Gad at all.
You realized this last night.
Yes, and I did not realize I felt so strongly about it until I reread my comments about Josh Gad. Who, by the way, is not in this movie at all.
The only thing I liked him in was that stupid movie with Adam Sandler, the stupid cars with the video games.
Yeah. So here's what it is. So, oh my gosh. So I gotta say this, great movie. I just watched Freddy Got Fingered again. It had been quite a while, but I own that movie.
A horrible movie. Don't even tell people it's good, okay?
Oh my god! It's so funny though. So funny.
Still Daddy, stop lying to people.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you remember when Tom Green was a thing? You guys remember that?
He's Canadian. I know. He's Canadian.
Remember when he was a thing?
You remember when he was in a rap band?
Yes. Yes. Matt Jarbo also had a realization. He realized Army of Darkness is a Three Stooges movie. That dawned on him last night. So that's what got me thinking.
It's true.
So this is true. This is actually from a Facebook thread, and it goes like this. What do you guys think? So Harrison asks, what do you guys think of Colin Farrell's Penguin? And Jason says, way too early to tell, I think. And then I put, I think he looks interesting. We won't know until we hear or see something out of him, but he's a really good actor. And I said, have you seen Phone Booth? It's a fabulous movie. That being said, I am so glad Josh Gad is nowhere near this movie. How that guy even gets work is beyond me. I feel uncomfortable every time I see the man on screen. Now, mind you, this was because somebody had asked if I had heard the rumor that before that because it started as a picture that Harrison picked. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a picture of like, why didn't this happen? So it's got Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito as Catwoman and the Penguin. And then it's got Josh Gad, who was rumored for a while to be Penguin, along with Kravitz there, who's playing Catwoman. And so that was my response was,
he's a horrible
yes,
actor.
That being said, I said, I am just so glad Josh Gad is nowhere near this movie. How that guy even gets work is beyond me. I feel uncomfortable every time I see the man on screen. And then Jason just says, love that movie. And then I said, Phone Booth is so fantastic. Another movie kind of in that same vein is that I love is Nick of Time with Johnny Depp. Another good movie. And then Jason says, what about Collateral? And then Harrison says, don't be hating on Olaf. And then I've said, I don't think I've seen Collateral. And then Jason says, kind of in that same vein, so good. And I put, Olaf, oy vey. And then Harrison says, I'd love to see what his character would look like. And I said, I'll set it up for you. If Josh Gad was the Penguin, a fat, pudgy guy who smiles too much and always looks like he's sweating, even though he's not exerting himself. A guy who is uncertain of himself in every situation, and everyone else has to play up their acting so that he looks passable. And then Jason posts this meme of Heath Ledger as the Joker, and it just says, "Why so salty?" And then I put, and I go on. Mind you, I'm not even thinking. This is just rolling right off my mind. I put, there's no way. Yeah, I said, there's no way I could have taken him seriously as the Penguin unless they were completely going to make the Penguin a joke. Name one good thing that he's been in where he is the focus. And no, I don't count Olaf. I said, you can tell by his facial hair that he's the kind of guy who can grow a full beard in a day, and his face always looks moist. And Jason says, well, what about South Park when he was Marcus on South Park? And I said, he's basically been the comic relief or the downtrodden fat guy in everything he's been in. And then my wife, Tiffany, reminds me, of course, says, well, what about the voice of Bailey in A Dog's Journey? And that's her little emoticon right there. And she knows that I have a soft spot in my heart for A Dog's Journey and A Dog's Purpose, where those two movies, I cry every time I see them. And then Harrison totally doesn't help his point by saying, I thought Artemis Fowl was good. And then I put, don't go bringing that up, Tiffany. You know I have a sentimental connection to that movie, but it's definitely not because of Josh Gad. Dennis Quaid gives a performance of those two films that can make anyone look good. And then I posted a picture of Josh Gad's character on South Park. That's Marcus, which is basically
a little bastard,
which is basically Josh Gad. And then Tiffany says, well, The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart. And I says, no, now read my description above. And he plays the exact same character in The Wedding Ringer. The only good thing about The Wedding Ringer is Kevin Hart.
That is the only good thing.
And then I put, Josh Gad is literally replaceable in everything he's in. Nothing that he's in has to be Josh Gad. Simply replace him with Seth Rogen and you have a better movie, and that's not saying much. and then it hits me that I'm like saying all this, that I'm like just launching this stuff off about Josh Gad. I've never felt this strong about Josh Gad.
Sponsor your show.
Yeah, but I said, you know, until this conversation, I never really realized how much I really don't like Josh Gad. I said, but the very idea of him being near a serious character like the Penguin makes me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. And then I said, do you know who would have made a really great Penguin? And then Jason goes, Josh Gad. And then Tiffany, before I even have a chance to say anything, Tiffany then says, the voice of the dog responding to everyone and Dennis Quaid. I said numerous times while watching that movie that I love the voice of the dog in that story. And then I totally ignore what she says because she's bringing up a movie that I like with Josh Gad in it. And I say, no, Philip Seymour Hoffman would have made a great Penguin. And then Jason goes, oh, totally. Then I said, I wrap it up by saying,
good pull.
Now think about how good Hoffman is and would have been in as the Penguin, and compare him to Josh Gad, and try to tell me that Gad is anywhere in that conversation.
No, he's like the hey, we had 10 million to get Hoffman.
Yep,
we blew it all on cocaine, so we only got $100,000 left. Who can we get? Let's get Josh Gad.
I put he's literally like a glorified extra. I feel like I could walk on a set anywhere he was in the movie, and I could take his role, no problem.
And he's kind of like the new Favreau.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Favreau's great. Hey, Favreau behind the scene is unbelievable. Even Favreau on screen is amazing, but Favreau was that guy. Like until he got certain parts, he was just like, "Hey, I didn't know that was Favreau."
Then Jason posted a Anchorman meme that just says, "Boy, that escalated quickly," and I just laughed. And Jason put hashtag Josh Gad for life. So
I started a GoFundMe account today for myself, and I thought it was hilarious. I put it on Facebook, and I had friends like text me within 1 hour because I was like, it's kind of a joke. I just put up that I was like, I'm super broke and I'm in debt, so who wants to help me out? And they make you write a thing, and I just was like, super in debt, screwed up a lot, need some more vodka, and need a restart. So I need 30 grand. I had to take it down because I didn't want my mom to call me, but I put it up again at the end of the night tonight just for fun. And I told all my friends, I'm like, I don't want any of my friends to donate. I just want you to send it to the 100 people on your Facebook that you really don't know or like really kind of hate, and you just kind of added them way back in the day. So just send it to those people.
No, this is great. This is great. Too Far says Josh Gad is just a PC 2020 Jack Black without the stimulant abuse.
At least Jack Black can play a guitar.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Josh Gad talk with Enosh and Tony. Oh my gosh! No, that's funny. Well,
you know he's on YouTube. He's probably going to come back at us at some point.
Probably, yeah. There you go. Share this with Josh Gad, and then I'll have to confront Josh Gad now. Apparently, I don't know.
And then you're going to have another like fake apology speech.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to read a prepared statement. Josh Gad is a fine actor.
Still fat. But fine.
His face is very moist still, but I love that. No, okay. But you know what? It is what it is. But hey, you got to be careful putting up a GoFundMe. I found a pinball machine. My dream pinball machine is this Data East Star Wars pinball machine.
Did you put up a GoFundMe for it?
Yeah. So ironically, because somebody joking with me because it was like $6,000 or something like that, and there's like no way I was going to be able to afford it. Actually, I found one for like $3,200, but I didn't have the money at the time. And so I found one for like $6,000. And so somebody goes, well, you should put up a GoFundMe. So I did. I put up a GoFundMe, and I'm like totally transparent about it. I'm like, hey, it's my dream to have this pinball machine. If you would like to give me some money towards this pinball machine, I will gladly take it. Now it was all tongue in cheek, right?
Me too.
Until my wife's ex-husband found it, and like he literally has. Okay, so you guys, just so you guys know this, so my wife's ex-husband, we have interesting conversations, but
spoiler alert here.
Yeah, I have to read another. I would like to apologize to my wife.
Another prepared statement, sir.
Oh no, the dude thinks that I don't know that he has a fake Twitter account that he has used to harass me before with. And it's funny because that Twitter account only has 2 people that follow it, and one is my wife's ex-husband and his cousin. And it's like we can put 2 and 2 together when you're talking about stuff like certain things, right? And so apparently I ticked him off asking for a pinball machine because he gets on there and he says he uses that thing to the funniest part about this, Tony, is I didn't see this for like 4 months until after he had sent it. So I didn't see that it was a request because I didn't use Twitter at all back then. And so I put it out, and so he tweets me for some reason and says something like, it's a shame that a grown man would try to use something like GoFundMe to try to get something like a pinball machine. That is for people who are in real need and really need, help and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, first of all, I know who you are. Second of all, said, no, it's not. It's actually for it's mostly like struggling actors and people like and directors who want to get their movie project up and going, or musicians who want to get their album made and know that they have fans who that's about the only way that they can guarantee that the people will pay for it is by giving to their GoFundMe or their even my band, dude.
I'm just being a jerk going, hey, can I get 30 grand to get me out of debt? I just need a restart.
Right?
I was
It's just-
transparent about it.
you know, but like he literally gave me a hard time about it. I was just like, and tried to do it incognito too, which I thought was really funny. But you know, it is what it is. Andrew's getting antsy. Andrew's wanting to call it, but I do have
Okay.
to. I do have
One
to.
more.
Yeah, I'll give you one more on it, but I do have to point out that the chat room is still talking about Josh Gad.
So I watched.
Wait a second. I gotta see. I had Josh Gad is an unfunny Jonah Hill.
You know he's gonna come on this show soon enough.
You know what's really bad is when us fat guys who kind of like resemble Josh Gad are like putting Josh Gad down. I mean, tell me that me and Matt Jarbo don't look like we could have given birth to Josh Gad. I don't know. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's funny.
Okay,
What's up, Nicotina?
One more
Where I
thing.
got the wrong
I
one.
watched the trailer for the CW's like Infinite Earths with Todd Welling as Superman.
Yeah.
Damn. Like the gray on the sides, kind of like I got going on, and all of a sudden they see him cutting wood and
Oh, you finally saw that? Do you
Dude.
guys not have that up in Canada yet? That came out last
I
year.
just saw it yesterday.
Oh yeah, dude, that came out last year, man.
Last year?
Yeah, that's from Crisis on Infinite Earths, man. That was like all the CW shows from last year.
I thought this is like a new thing going on that they're just bringing him in now.
No, that was Crisis on Infinite Earths that happened last fall.
Oh damn! I'm so behind, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, whatever. Right, this guy's not even up on his stuff, so we can't even have Tony on anymore. And I don't even understand why we're doing that. Here, I thought that this guy.
Let me off. I flipped to the bird there.
Oh, I thought this guy was. Oh well, then I thought this guy was legit, but this guy's just gonna act like this. I'm just not even gonna.
I was like, leave me off when I do that. No, hey.
That's so 2019 before the whole world shut down, dude. You need to get with the times, man.
I know. Up here in Canada, hey, leave us alone. We're keeping our borders closed too.
Like, I think Tony's just behind.
You might be right. Is that Bane? You're definitely right. I'm slightly behind.
Wow. Wow.
Huh. Okay. Get to the rest of your boys. I'm gonna stick around and watch you guys.
Josh Gad equals white Jody. On that note. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, man. You're always
and that parcel will be sent out tomorrow with the added bonus for whatever you want to do with it. But I think you're going to enjoy what you're going to get.
Well, thank you.
And man. I'm sorry because it actually says, if you can see right on the bottom here, probably not.
No,
it says item returned, postage due, and I'm like, but I already paid postage. I'm like, they're gonna make me pay for it to send it back to me.
Man, I know, right? Why don't you just send it on through and just bill you for it? Like, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're in Canada. I'm surprised it didn't come with a little note that said, "Sorry, we couldn't deliver this one."
It says sorry right at the top. Dude, and it's in pen.
Yes.
It says sorry. Item.
Sorry.
It starts with that. It's
awesome.
It's a real thing here in Canada.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's a real thing, man. Sorry.
Josh Gad is the second choice actor to play Jonah Hill in a TLC biopic in which Jonah Hill is an ancillary character.
That is why Josh Gad has to have his YouTube channel where he calls people up in quarantine and does like the it's like, hey, I'm gonna get the Brady Bunch back together. It's because you're in quarantine you can do that. And they don't want to be in the same room as you.
Well, hell, you and Bane probably know each other, right? Because you're both in Canada.
Well, yeah, probably.
You guys know my friend Matt, right? Like, yeah.
He's from Canada.
He's from Canada. Not gonna. That's gonna become a new thing on the channel now, where we just like make like roasting jokes about Josh Gad. So there you go, folks. Send me all your Josh Gad roasts, and we'll have fun.
He's just gonna come on the show and enjoy it.
I swear, one day.
You're
One
like,
day.
I got extra people who love me now.
Oh my gosh, this is funny. This is fun. Hey, Andrew, we're having fun, man. That's the show, buddy. I'm sorry, man. We're getting to you though. So
yeah, hey, go take care of Andrew, and
all right, man.
I'll talk to you soon. Send me a message, and
all right, man.
We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Tony. We'll see you, man.
Bye, bud.
Oh, I always love having Tony on. Tony's great. Oh my gosh, this is well, now I see why Andrew wanted to get in here. He's missing Nicotina's stream. Nicotina's on, so I'm gonna have to get off here pretty soon to be able to get on to Nicotina's stream and say hi to Nicotina before we go to bed.
Man,
so.
I didn't mean to rush you.
Yeah, yes, you did. Don't even try it. You were trying to pressure me. I know what you were trying to do.
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good, man. I'm just messing with you.
I just wanted to say that from your shirt and hat and the cutout you got before, you're really dedicated to Superman.
I am, man. Don't you know, man? That's my it's my jam, bro. Look at that. I got my ring.
Nice.
The ring, I got the hat, I got the tattoo, I got the shirt. You know what? I'm not wearing. Usually, I got my black watch on, and that's a Man of Steel watch. So, yes, sir. Got this guy. This guy behind me.
Yeah, I mean, because when it comes to the Superman live action, I've seen like all of them, starting with Kirk Allen. How many live action versions have you seen?
Of Superman? Oh, I've seen all of them, man. All of them, man. You go back to Kirk Allen, way back in the day in the movie serials, and then George Reeves, and then then you got what's his name? There's a guy who played him on Broadway, and I'm trying to think of what his name was right now. I can't think of what his name is, but I've seen that too.
Broadway. And, I know in '66 there was Bob Holliday.
Yeah, Bob Holliday. Yeah, that was back on Broadway. Yep, in It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman.
Yeah, and that Gerard Christopher Superboy series.
Oh, dude, Gerard Christopher, dude, is my jam, dude. Gerard Christopher is fabulous. Much better than John Newton. I mean, John Newton, did okay with what he Zentech. Yeah, man, you can come in, buddy. Yeah, come on in. I got Geeks Cosmic after this, and then we'll close the night with Zentech. So dude, Gerard Christopher, how fabulous is he in the role of Superboy?
I've only seen like clips of the show. It's pretty neat. I mean,
oh, dude,
when I see tributes to like Superman actors, his version and some others are usually included.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I just got back from the Superman Museum, and they got a whole section on that show.
I mean, I have a playlist there every time someone went to that museum.
Oh yeah, man. I tell you what, it was a good show. Like the first season had John Newton as the role, and then Gerard Christopher took over the role and just did a fabulous job. Well, Gerard Christopher was supposed to play Superman in Lois and Clark. He actually got the role.
I heard about that
before Dean Cain got the role, and they took it away from him. What's up, Darth Tasty? Look who's lurking in here. What's up, Darth Tasty? Good to see you, buddy. Geeks Cosmic says Josh Gad is another Josh Peck.
Oh, I know Josh Peck. I'm Drake and Josh.
And then I love this. Jordan says Josh Gad is the lame cousin you invite to a party just out of pity. Love it.
Yeah, and so yeah, I did hear that they were gonna have him before Dean Cain, but they didn't take him because he was already Superman.
Yeah, because he had played Superboy already, so that's interesting. Let's see. You call me Joker says Enosh, you're more antique than me. You probably remember Superman from the weekly radio shows. You know what? So I don't. So here's an interesting thing. I actually have a song that I wrote. You know what? I don't think I have a music video for it, so I don't have a music, so I can't play it for you guys.
I noticed Lord Blaze called me out in the chat, and fun fact, he discovered my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. What's up, Lord Blaze? So here's the thing. I actually have a song that I wrote years ago called Superhero. And it it compares my faith, to
Wait a minute. I remember you saying that you took a line from Superman Returns into that song.
Well, that's a different song. So I have a song called Heroes that actually uses some lines from Superman Returns. But the funny thing is my song Superhero actually it actually starts off with the radio dramas audio for Superman, because it says a strange visitor sent to Earth, all this stuff, because it's meant to make you think that it's supposed to be about Superman, and then I actually relate it to Jesus, and it's a good song. It's not a cheesy song. I don't think everybody seems to really like it, but it just kind of compares the two. But it's just kind of a tongue-in-cheek song, but it uses that audio from the beginning. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. And then I go, look out. And then it's not a bird.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's not a plane. He doesn't run around in spandex or hang out with Lois Lane. He doesn't have a secret identity. He doesn't go by any other name. But he's a supernatural hero in a supernatural way. He hears when you're in trouble, and he is on the way. He's gonna save the day. And then it kind of had this funky bass groove.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was a cool song. I'll have to do something with it and show it to you guys sometime on here. I'm very aware of the old weekly radio shows, man, for sure. And I mean, just even the old cartoons, the Fleischer cartoons and stuff, man. That was good stuff back then.
Did you hear about the animated film Superman Man Tomorrow?
Yes. So, yes. So I gotta watch it. I watched it.
I watched it.
I have not watched it yet, and I need to watch it because, like I said, I've been trying to that was one of the things that I was trying to catch up with my family, but we just hadn't got to it yet. So because we were gonna watch it, but then we started watching the Boys, and so now I got into that. Now it's like I got to finish season 1 of that. So
it was pretty good. It told the origin of Superman.
Nice.
And Superman's voiced by Darren Criss.
Who plays Superman?
Darren Criss. He was on Glee, and then he was the music maestro.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I saw someone in the chat earlier today. So they saw CW's CW Burst trailer with a small little teaser for the Tyler Hoechlin Superman series.
Yeah, and I have not seen that yet either. So, yep.
And I bet people were gonna disagree with this, but I asked a question on the course, and the Gerard Christopher Newton and Tom Welling be considered a Superman actor, even though Tom Welling never put on the suit and Gerard Christopher was only Superboy.
Yeah. Well, so my personal feelings, I know that there are people who feel very strongly about that, Andrew. And trust me, I'm in enough Superman groups on Facebook that I have seen many a fight over whether or not people are very strongly against Tom Welling in the Superman community. Some of them are. I don't want to say all of them, yes, because they're mad at Tom because he didn't put on the Superman outfit. But the thing is that look, I would have loved to have seen Tom Welling put on the Superman costume. That would have been a dream come true for me. But the reality is, I have to remember is that he was hired to play Clark Kent, right? Yeah. And so you know what? I have to respect that. I think that a lot of the ways Tom explains it, and I told this to Tom when I met him, I think that it sucks because for the fans, I think he should have just done it. But I respect the fact that, you know what, he didn't want to do it. And so he decided not to do it. But I don't think that takes away from the fact that he played Kal-El. He played Clark. He's a live action version of the character in some ways. He may not be everything that we always thought he was going to be or whatever, or wanted him to be, but he played his role. He did a small bit and moved on. Yeah, and Gerard Christopher, I know Gerard Christopher played Superboy, but here's the reality. Gerard Christopher was older than both Christopher Reeve and Dean Cain when he was playing Superboy.
Really?
Yeah. He was in his 30s, dude, playing
he looks young when I saw him in the clips.
Oh, I know, dude. He looks so good. So, and he looked that good in a suit that was similar to Christopher Reeve. So it was like the old school, spandex, man. So yeah, no.
I also
Yeah.
saw that. I think that show was the first introduced the Superman going on bad boy and Red Kryptonite live action.
What's that?
I think that was the first live action version to show Superman being a bad boy with the red kryptonite.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then that was the same episode you fought Metallo too.
I saw that outfit, dude. So they have that outfit. They have that Metallo outfit at the Superman Museum. I'm still trying to put that video together. It's funny because I gotta do commentary over it, and so to show it, and so yeah,
Yeah,
so it just is what it is.
yeah, and like what you were saying about Tom Welling. Yeah, I understand what you were saying. I mean, like if he did, but what I saw it said it was the Brandon Rouse suit.
It was the Brandon Rouse suit that they had on set, which I didn't like that either because I felt like they should have made him his own costume. But
I mean, in replacement, he had that dark trench coat and the red jacket.
Oh, that was cool. I still want that red jacket. My friend Keith that I met at a Comic-Con has that red jacket, and it just, dude, that jacket is phenomenal.
But in my opinion, I thought like he didn't get a suit, at least even though it was near the end of season 10, he finally got him to wear these and have the bumbling nerd.
Yep. We got enough, I think, of what Superman is in Tom's interpretation of the character that I feel that it's okay. That like, yeah, I definitely consider him a Superman actor because he's
even Jor-El was voiced by General Zod himself, Terrence Stamp.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and you know what? Tom Welling is the only one to get. Everybody holds Christopher Reeve in such high esteem.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But Tom Welling is the only one to get Christopher Reeve's stamp of approval.
Yeah, and that's what everyone said. Like in a scene where they acknowledge his death, and people thought like he kind of thought he disrespected his blessings by not wearing the suit.
Yeah. You know what? Bane brings up an interesting thing here. He says, I happen to like the New 52 action Superman with the shirt and jeans. I like it for what it is. I wouldn't want to see it like long term, but I get what they were doing. It's kind of weird to see Superman in a Superman t-shirt. I don't really care for that so much. Because it's Superman, like Superboy, that's his shtick, right? That he's wearing a Superboy t-shirt. I mean, so I don't know. This guy over here, he's in the background. Oh yeah, giving a thumbs. He's giving a thumbs down the whole time. But I don't care for the t-shirt so much myself. And to be honest with you, I also I got this. So I got this is the Jim Lee Superman from the New 52. I'll be honest with you. So when the suit first came out, I absolutely hated it. To be quite honest with you. Now I like certain like that is a cool picture right there. That one I don't mind so much. I don't mind that so much.
I think that suit kind of influenced the guy behind you.
See, I don't. I think this is a completely different suit. I mean, other than the fact that it doesn't have the trunks, like I get that, right? So, like, yeah, if you look at Henry Cavill behind, gotta get out of the way here. Henry Cavill behind me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a different looking suit to me. I mean, I get some parts of it. Like, I actually wish that Henry Cavill's had like the red belt or something. You know what I mean? But this has grown on me a little bit. But yeah, see, Bane likes the collar, and I think that's what it comes down to for a lot of people is either you like the collar or you don't like the collar. I'm not a big fan of the collar.
I mean, what's your favorite live action Superman suit in movies and TV?
No, dude. Hey, Mr. Fahrenheit, I'm right there with you, man. I like the trunks. I know that the trunks are a callback. But I prefer the trunks. Like even though I like Cavill's costume, I like the trunks. I like the trunks. Did you ask who my favorite live action? What my favorite Superman suit is live action?
Yeah. Usually when I see it, you usually say like you enjoy Cal's costume, but you're more of the Christopher Reeve guy.
Yeah, well, I love the Man of Steel costume. Right, I love the Man of Steel costume. Lord Blaze brings up a good point.
I remember that one.
Come Brandon Routh's suit is a really great suit, to be quite honest with you.
It looked like it came just like Christopher Reeve. It came right out of the comics.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great costume. That's an excellent costume. You know what? So I got two ways of thinking about this. I love Cavill's costume in Man of Steel. I think it's great, but it's missing the trunks. I think, honestly, I'll say this, and only because I grew up with it, and because they did it in such a way that I don't think anybody has done it this way before, where it looked seamless and it looked because like Dean Kane's costume looks pretty good. But you can.
S is really big.
Yeah, and I love that because I like a nice big Superman S. But here's the thing: also, you can see the embroidery on it, right? And so it looks almost homemade. It almost doesn't look quite seamless. One of the things that I love about Christopher Reeve's costume is it's seamless. It looks so good. It doesn't have weird patterns on it. It doesn't have weird seams on it. It doesn't look strange. It literally looked like Christopher Reeve walked out of the comic book. And honestly, even up through the 80s and everything, that was it, man. And so I gotta say, even though I love Cavill's Man of Steel costume, and I think that it's for a modern age, this is definitely, or I should say, this is definitely what we want and what we should want. This type of outfit. This one kind of looks rubbery instead of spandexy, kind of, right?
Yeah. I mean, they said it's supposed to be from the Kryptonian artwork.
Yeah, where I believe that Christopher Reeve's outfit just looks, I don't know, it just looks cool to me. But you know what? Not just anybody can wear that suit. Not just anybody can wear that costume, because I've seen Henry Cavill in the pictures of him in it. Doesn't look the same, and so Christopher Reeve definitely Christopher Reeve's suit. It belongs to him, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, like when they widely pose, like which one has more iconic shot pictures in the suit, Reeve or Cavill?
Yeah, well, that's fair too, because I mean, Reeve had Reeve's had 4 movies worth of, pictures and different things. I mean, they took so many shots, man, for those first 2 movies, that, I mean, yeah, he got just hundreds of awesome pictures. Like, I'll be honest with you, man, Cavill, the thing Cavill's got going for him is look at his physique. He's the first real Superman, like that dude. The guy is buff beyond buff, man. He is just got muscles on top of muscles, dude. And so I gotta say that.
I mean, I mean, my screensaver on my computer is the one where Reeves is behind the American flag, looking like this.
Dark Tasty, don't say stuff like that. Don't make me give you the Hulk Hogan finger there. I have to go off on you, but keep that in mind. Keep that in mind though for a later time, because when I reveal something to you guys, I got something to show you at some other point. But
it's the second to the one with the classic red and blue didn't look bad, but the other suit, no.
Yeah. Well, hey, Andrew, I know that you waited a while, and I know I took some time there, but I do. It's almost 4 in the morning. It's almost 4 in the morning here, and then I got to get up at like 6. So it's all good, but definitely next time you come on, I'll get you on quicker. Okay, deal?
Because I didn't even know you started this already when I saw you.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely get you on earlier next time, okay? But I wanted to be able to. I didn't want to send you and Geeks away without saying hi, and then I know it's been a while since I've talked to Zentet as well, so I want to say something to you guys to say hi, and then we'll call it a night. But Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. And thanks for the great questions, man. You always have great questions, and you got a lot of knowledge, man. I love your.
Yeah, my mom calls me her IMDb.
Nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. You keep it up, man. Stay nerdy, buddy.
Nice talking with you,
All right,
man.
buddy. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna bring Geeks in here. Talk to Geeks for just a minute. Geeks Cosmic Entertainment, and then we'll finish off our night with Zentet. What's up, Geeks? How you doing, man?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good, man. You know what? I'm here with you fine people. I said I was going to do an hour, and here I am at the 2 hour, 59 minute, and 33 second mark. You know, because that's how I roll.
Wow,
That's how I roll.
that's cool.
You know, I say one thing and then I do another because I love you guys. I love you guys. I love talking to you guys. So what's up, man?
What did you think about the Batman trailer? The one about Patterson?
Yeah, the one that came out during Fandom, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So we were live when it came on. We were fortunately the Poindexter Lounge and that whole Crisis on Infinite Streams thing. We got to be live for both the Batman trailer and then also for the Suicide Squad game announcement. Now, now if you go back and you look at that video from Fandom, I had to take down our initial reaction where we reacted to the video as it happened because I got a copyright claim on it. So they were able to take out. We were able to take out just that, but we go back on it again and we go frame by frame. I mean, just with the sound off, and we went back through it. And I think it looks fantastic. There's a couple of parts that are a little strange to me still yet, but you know what? I'm definitely willing to give. Yeah,
I'm all in now.
Are you? Okay, so yeah, so like there's a couple of parts that look a little strange to me, but I'll be honest with you, I feel a lot more positive about it than I did before. A couple of things, but because the stuff that I don't like is just nitpicky stuff. It's like I just don't like his long hair.
I didn't like that either.
And I don't think that
eyeliner.
I like the eyeliner, and I'll tell you why, because it's something that I think that they have not addressed properly in any of the Batman films, because he's got blackout, for his eyes. Any of the costumes you see, Batman always has blackout makeup over his eyes. And so the fact that they're actually showing that this time, I mean, because there's a horrible scene from Batman Returns at the end of the movie where Batman reveals himself at the end with Catwoman's there and she's fighting Shrek, and it goes over to Batman, goes over to Bruce Wayne. It goes over to Michael Keaton, and it shows got a close up of Michael Keaton's face, and he's got the black makeup over his eyes. Then it cuts back to somebody else, and it cuts back to Keaton again in the mask, and he doesn't have the black around his eyes. And then he rips the cowl off. He rips the cowl in half, and he throws it down. And then he gets the stupid question, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman? And then Catwoman says, "'Cause he is Batman, stupid," or whatever. And so, but the thing is when they go back, he doesn't have when he gets ready to pull that up, out, he doesn't have the black there. And so it's a really bad cut. And it's like, it's almost insulting because it's like they tried to pull one over on us. It's like, no, we could tell that he doesn't have it. So, so I kind of like the fact that he does have the black makeup, but yeah, the hair is a little bit too long, and I don't know if I buy him as
Bruce Wayne.
If he's looking kind of, I don't know. But you know what? I gotta withhold judgment. I gotta totally withhold judgment on the thing because we just don't know.
The suit looks way better on film than on set. Like the photos that came out. Yeah. It looked horrible, and then when we saw it on the film, it looked much more better and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely thought it. It looks a whole lot better than I thought it was going to, for sure.
I was surprised. I like the voice.
Yeah,
the Batman voice.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, his
liked
Batman
it.
voice is okay. Yeah, somebody actually told me that they really didn't like his Batman voice. So,
Wow.
you know, so I don't know. But yeah.
I really like the Suicide Squad panel, the James Gunn one.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I really like the James Gunn Suicide Squad panel.
Uh-huh. Yes.
How he liked that he written for Harley Quinn and how he enjoyed that character.
Mm-hmm.
How better look that Margot Robbie is in this movie.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm just happy finally getting that suit.
I definitely, that it makes me very happy that he said that about her. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm really glad to hear that she's getting her proper treatment.
Me too. And that he looks a lot like the Arkham games.
Yeah, I think she looks. I mean, because I love her. Dude, she was meant to play that role for sure. So
He was one of my favorite parts of Suicide Squad.
mm-hmm. Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You did. I never thought that I hated Josh Gad before. Until now.
Oh man, you know what? It's funny, dude, because I don't necessarily hate Josh Gad. It was just one of those things that, like, when we started talking about him in relation to the Penguin, I don't want him anywhere near that role.
Me
you know,
either.
I just realized that.
On that Muppet series that he was supposed to do that got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird premise.
Yeah.
I'm glad they let him go from that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't think that the more I thought of it, it's just like I don't know why I just don't know why people like him, being quite honest with you. He's just not that good. What's up? What's up? Excuse us while we talk movie reviews. I love your name.
He's not even funny.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but it was still fun though.
Yeah.
You liked it, Bane. You liked it. You had fun with that. We were all having some fun with that.
I like him in Beauty and the Beast, and that was it for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, the live action one, so I'm not sure. My family has, and they really like it. Now, so I will announce this. So today I finished my script for the latest Mark Uno video. Yeah, I sure did. People have been asking for it. I realized, like, Mark Uno was one of those things I did. Like, I just kind of did it, and I didn't know that anybody was paying attention to it. And then it's kind of recently, since we've been doing our 2 cents on nonsense thing, people have really been asking me for more of it. So I just finished the script. I think you guys are going to like it. It's pretty funny. Because I got to, when we're doing the Mark Uno stuff, you gotta make it interesting, and so with that, I thought I feel like I came up with a funny place to take Mike Zero in the form of Mark Uno. So
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
The first one.
So I just gotta film it. So I gotta film it and have some fun with it. So
That's
for sure,
great.
man. Yeah, man. So how's things going with your channel, real quick? How's things going?
Everything is good. I'm just taking a little break for now.
Okay.
I've been doing like trailer reactions.
You've been doing what now?
Trailer reaction. Ow.
Yeah. Oh.
I just paid my foot.
Uh-oh. Be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing trailer reactions now, and before anything like news come back, like movie news.
Yeah.
and then slow and stuff.
Well, good, man. Yeah, you know what? That's what you got to do, man. You just got to find, you know, stuff to do that you love, man.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the trailer reactions. I
Well-
can't wait for the Mandalorian trailer to come.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. You know, a lot of people have been kind of harping on that lately too, but you know, then today they just gave us a release date for it. So, you know,
I
it's
can't
coming.
wait.
It's coming, man. I'm excited. It's a good time to be a fan.
I really want to see Ahsoka, what he's gonna look like.
Yep, I'm just waiting, man. I'm excited that that we live in this day and time that we live in, where we actually get to see some of this stuff that we didn't think we get to see before. So, for sure, man. All right, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna get going. Like I told Andrew, hey, man, next time I stream or whatever, if you want to get in here a little earlier, everybody kind of jumped all in at once, and so it's hard for me when everybody jumps in at once, because then I feel like if I got some people who are waiting longer than others, because it's always, you can't tell who's here and stuff, and so I apologize for that, but I did want to get you on. I did want to get you on because I always enjoy having you on, bro, and like I said, maybe next time when I see you, if I see you jump in here early, I'll try to get you on here for a little bit, okay?
I didn't know you were on. YouTube didn't notify me.
Well, see, dang it, that darn Doomcock may be right after all. As long as he does, as long as they don't unsubscribe you, man, But yeah. But yeah, just got to keep an eye out for me. I haven't been on in a week either, so YouTube probably thought I went away for a while. All right, man. Well, hey, you enjoy the rest of your night, man, and I appreciate you, man, for sure. And thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you next time. You too, man. Stay nerdy.
Yep.
All right, buddy. All right, so we made it. Wow. 3 hours and 11 minutes. But you know what? It wouldn't be a stream without this guy right here, all the way from down under, where apparently we don't say shrimp on the Barbie. We say what? Prawns on the what?
On the barbecue. Or we say Barbie as well.
Hey,
everyone.
Dude,
hey, everyone. Welcome to Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enash. Today we're going to be doing a stream. We're going to be doing myself and Mike Zero. So let's get off this stream and get onto Mike Zero's, because he and I are going to be doing a stream, our 2 cents on nonsense, and we're going to be taking a deeper look into Poindexter Lounge and all the nonsense that he spreads. You got to know it's coming, man. You got to know the backlash.
Oh, dude, one day would be awesome. I'd love it. I'd welcome it. I'm going to
get in touch with him and see if we can start dissecting your videos a little bit. And,
Nice.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, man. I wouldn't do it.
Dude,
how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Whoops, hold on a second.
Hey, you're right.
I have totally got to get a new chair. I got to put together, talking about putting together GoFundMe things, man. I got to put together a GoFundMe thing for a new chair. This chair is like 20 years old. And
yeah, right.
I think you guys can actually hear this chair.
I'm turning up my volume on my. I can't hear it. Oh yes, that's full volume now.
Yeah, it's.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
It's been ages, man.
This is riveting. This is riveting. Streaming right, listening to me rock back and forth in my chair. Making noise.
You know what? I've got a good chair as well. It's still at my old house. So I'm using like a dining table chair at the moment.
Nice. Very good.
And I don't know if you noticed, but I've upgraded my location from my lounge room to my actual study, where I'm trying to set up all my music gear and stuff like that. So, cool. Yeah.
I like this idea. I like this idea, doing a live 2 cents on my own videos. We kind of did that. We reviewed our first reaction to the Justice League movie, and we plan on doing that to a couple of other ones that we did too. So we might have to do something like that live. That'd be fun for sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe what we could do is we could just get all your call-in guests to jump on, and then we'll just roast you live.
That'd be awesome.
We'll share our screens, and we'll share our favorite downvoted clips of point. Nah, we all love you, man. That's why we're all here, man.
There you go. Well, but I'm trying to come up with ideas of a fun thing to do for the 10,000 subscriber show.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a great idea. That's a great idea to like have some people on and just like have them do their 2 cents of like what depending upon if people have been around here long enough, but I know what like some of my cringiest videos are that I think of when I first look back on stuff. So to hear people like roast me at my worst, it would be awesome. I love being roasted. I got to
leave it to me, man. I'll get in touch with the J Corner and the Popcorn Talks. And
oh my gosh. Well, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
No, Popcorn. Popcorn Planet. Sorry.
Popcorn Planet. Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that is that there's a guy I can't remember his name right now, but him and I went back and forth on Twitter a couple of weeks ago when I was coming back from vacation. Well, it was because when he put out I don't know if you guys saw the tweet where he put out this tweet where he accused me of buying subscribers.
What was his name?
Sean Stackhouse.
Yeah. I did see that. I saw a video on him talking about you, actually. I was meant to link you, and I completely forgot about
it. Was it the one where he got mad at us because I had Zeverfed on and the Truth, and we were given all the money that came in for that night for super chats. I didn't keep the money. You know, I did a horrible thing. I gave it to suicide prevention.
Yeah, so you know what was really funny about that? Because I watched that video, and I think there was a clip of it, or I don't know if it was part of the whole live stream, which I just skipped to. But in that video, he was talking to 2 other guys, and they were both they had you on mute or whatever, but you were just talking at that time, and it was going, and they're like, "Look, I don't know what he's talking about, but he's assuming that he's like." They didn't even know the content of what you were saying in that video, and they were like, "But I'm just assuming." And how is that okay? I'm like, you're taking it to the next level. If you're saying it's hypocritical of yourself to do what happened to Jody, and you're using actual quoted like evidence kind of thing. Yeah.
This
is even to the next level, man. Of like you've got the video there, but you don't even have the audio on. You have no idea he has no idea what you're saying. He's like, but I assume he's saying this.
I know, man. It was so dumb.
Fucking hell, man. Sorry, I don't mean to swear,
I talked to him about it. I actually talked to him about it because when he because I wasn't going to reach out to him, but when he dropped the tweet that like has the point, because I thought he had maybe released another video like accusing me of somehow buying subscribers, and I was like, what in the world is this? So I followed it, and it was just a tweet. And so I messaged him. I private messaged him, and I said, hey, man, I said, first of all, I just want to say thank you for literally making me laugh today, because this is the funniest thing that I think I've ever heard. Like seriously, the very idea that one, I've got extra money laying around to just like buy tweets or buy subscribers is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Plus, like if you're going to buy subscribers, why would you buy them like one at a time? Because that's what I get here at the channel. Like I get like I'll see my subscriber count go up like 2 or 3 in a day, and I'm like, yeah, like so like apparently I'm buying 2 or 3 subscribers at a time. That's just stupid. I'd be really dumb if I was doing that. And like, wouldn't I buy a whole lot more? Why would I have spent so many years in just trying to get up to 10,000 subscribers? Wouldn't I have like bought a whole bunch more so that I could like say like so I could flex the muscle or something? Be like, hey, look at me, man. Look at all the subscribers I have. It's just so stupid.
It's dumb. It is so dumb. But like, what can you do?
Well, somebody's saying that sees Imperia Hales says that some guy named Andre Cedino did a video about me.
He did.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna out that guy because that's actually my brother.
Oh, is it?
That's my brother. Yeah. I told him I was jumping in on this stream, but he's been watching you every now and then as well. But he actually did show me a video.
Oh, Imperia Halls is or Hales.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Imperial? Oh, good.
Yeah, he's my older brother. I don't live with him, but yeah, I did text him before and I said I'm jumping in on this stream. But
cool.
A couple of weeks ago, and I bet that's why I sort of wanted. This was the main reason why I wanted to jump in on this stream was to mention that. So thanks, Imperial House, for reminding me. But because he randomly watches some DCs. He's not hugely into like the news sort of stuff, but he randomly watches some videos every now and then. But he found this clip and he's like, "Hey, isn't this that guy that you go on his live stream for?" That this guy's talking about. But yeah. But I don't know. Do you know Andre Cedino?
I have never seen this guy. No, I'm just looking at his stuff right now, and I have never seen this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
So do you remember how I used to use the tagline? And I don't know if any of you
the Gongaga thing,
the Gongaga one. Yeah. So I actually got that from him because I'm
seeing a bunch of his videos say Gongaga. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he has this really crazy. I don't know. Like he's a DC fan, but he's like very pro Batman and Robin movie, the Batman and Robin film, Tim Burton films, hates the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Loves Zack Snyder. And
he loves really Zack Snyder. He
loves Zack Snyder. He's like super pro Zack Snyder because he's a massive comic book fan.
Then why is he mad at me?
I can't remember. He said something like apparently, it's going on about this Gongaga stuff, which is weird because I don't know if he saw me on your stream, but he mentioned something about that because he has these weird videos where he's like, I worship the god Gongaga and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And then he started going on about like, there's like an alternate universe story comic book where Lex Luthor goes into some Gongaga universe and seizes power and destroys the Justice League. And he says that he's actually like from that universe, that fictional universe.
Wait, what?
It's bizarre shit, man. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And then what happened? This was a couple of like years ago, randomly when I watched his videos. He said that he knew someone. No. One of his viewers said that named Ken Kitts or something like that knew someone at Warner Brothers, and they were like really promoting his videos at Warner Brothers, and it's the most bizarre, like cultish thing that I've ever seen. And so, if there really is a Snyder cult, he is the Snyder cult. But I call him the Gongaga cult. And that's why I started my YouTube channel, just doing that Gongaga stuff. And it's like, it was based on, it's basically our 2 cents on nonsense stuff that I was doing a while back.
Yeah, well, because I didn't know what the whole Gongaga thing was. I had looked up a couple of things about it after I saw, I first met you and stuff. Yeah. No, what's funny is I'm not seeing anything. Do you know if he has it labeled? Because I'm just curious. Like, here's the thing with me, man. Here's the thing that you'll find with me. Like, if somebody literally made a video about me and is like, says something like, I think it's hilarious, first of all, because I'm just little old me. Like, I don't care. So like, even if somebody is saying like something negative about me, it would make me laugh, really. Like when Jody and all them were like, did like, 12 videos of me or whatever in that week or whatever, that just
Sean Stackhouse.
Yeah, that just made me laugh when Sean did that video. And what I was saying about Sean is that I actually plan on because I reached out to him and we had a whole conversation via private message. And I just told him, I said, dude, I said, I get it. You don't like me. I said, you're obviously because he was just on Popcorn Planet. He was on Popcorn Planet, and he did a review of they were talking about the Justice League movie, and they were talking about stuff like they totally forgot stuff that was in the movie, or apparently just didn't watch or pay attention to the movie, which I think is really funny when people like comment on stuff and they don't know the stuff that they're commenting on. But the funny thing about that is that they were talking about all this stuff, and but I had just told him, I said, hey man, I said, you know what? I said, I'm the type of guy. I said, look, I'm not mad at you. I said, look, I said, you're trying to report stuff. I said, I talked to him about the the thing that you mentioned,
Is it the Gaga?
no, I'm sorry. Well, the thing that I talked about like, you know, him trying to tell me, or the stream that we did where he was mad that we were giving away money, but he didn't actually watch the stream. Right. Yeah. So like I mentioned that to him, and the thing I said, dude, I said, I don't know why you're mad at me about that. I said, did you even watch the video that you like commented on? I said, this is what we were doing. This is why we were giving money. I said, we didn't just get on and go, hey, we're going to raise money and stuff. And he was mad at me. He said he was mad at me because he felt that I was doing something to Jody that somehow could cause somebody to kill themselves. And I was like, what? Okay. All right. Well, whatever. And then, but I said, hey, you know, I said, but I'm the type of guy, man. I said, if you ever want to talk about it, I said, if you ever want to come on my show, I said, if you want to come on my channel and you want to sit down and have a talk, let's do it. And he said that he was open to it. So I just haven't touched back with him, but I think it would make for riveting, I told him, I said, look, I said, dude, if you come on, I said, I'm not going to attack you. I said, I'm not going to, you know, jump on you with a bunch of people or whatever. I said, because that's not my point at all. I said, I'm curious as to what your point of view is, as somebody who supports, you know, the people that he supports. But yeah, I've never heard of this Andre Cedino guy or whatever.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there are different ways of doing it. Like nowadays, it's like if you attack him back, you can get some more content, and then he can get some more content and attack you back. But like, is that mature? It's not. It's just stupid, really. Just go on his show. He comes on your show. Just clear it up.
Yep.
I'm sure, like. You know, 99% of the time, you guys are into the same stuff. And
well, that's what I told him. I said, dude, you're a DC fan. I'm a DC fan. And, you know, and he ended up telling me, he's like, I don't hate you. He's like, I just, you know, was bothered by this, whatever. I said, okay. I said, that's fine, man. I said, I ain't mad at you. I said, you know, I said, look, man, this is me. This is who I am. I said, you made me laugh. I said, I wanted you to know I was on my way home. I'm driving home on vacation. And you honestly made me laugh with this whole thing, insinuating that I might be buying, subscribers. Because I said I think it's funny because he's worried about the fact that I have almost 10,000 subscribers, and that I'm only getting like I was getting like roughly about 1,000 views, you know, like initially on videos, like right now, you know, like because our videos always grow over time, you know. But the funny thing was, I said you're worried about that, man. I said, but you know, Andy Signore's got 120,000 subscribers. And he's only getting as many views as I'm getting. I'd be more worried about that. Maybe he's buying subscribers. I'm like, doesn't that seem more, you know, than little old me? I mean, at least you're saying that like I'm getting like about almost 10% of subscribers actually watching the videos when they come out within a, you know, specific time. I said he's got 120,000 subscribers and he's only getting 1,000 views.
Yeah, and I've got 3 accounts, and I probably subscribe. I think I've subscribed to you on all of them.
Awesome, there we go. We'll pad the numbers.
but that's because like I'll use different accounts for different things. But like,
sure,
you know, I'll have yours on there to know if I'm on another account, if you're live streaming or something like that. You know,
yeah, I mean, my wife is subscribed to me. My wife
that'll count as one because I'll be watching off one account of the accounts anyway. So
yeah.
No,
it's all good.
Hey man, I am going to let you go like in a couple of minutes. I actually really just came on because I wanted to ask you what you thought of Batterson. I know you sort of like briefly sort of touched on it before. Are you all right with this sort of universe kind of thing? Because initially, I was actually talking to Imperial Hales as well, and we were chatting about like this trailer, and I was saying, oh, you know what? Like, what I really want is that like comic book like Batman where he's like a ninja, you know, like has all his tech, he's doing all this shit and action and stuff, and he's like, nah man, like I want this like, you know, gritty version. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, man, we had that Nolan, but now after like watching the trailer a few times, I'm like, actually no, if Batman was running like a ninja and shit in this, it wouldn't match. And I think I actually quite like the way this is going now.
Yeah. So I like it. Like I am not convinced necessarily that I like Robert Pattinson, if that makes sense. Not necessarily with his Batman, but I mean him as an actor. Like I know that, like, because I haven't seen a lot of the other things that he's been in. To be quite honest with you, there's something about him, not even his acting or anything. There's just something about him. But that's why I've said I'm willing to give him a chance to show me something here as Batman. He's what, in his 30s, and he looks still like he's like in his early 20s. You know?
Yeah.
So he still looks very young, which is something too, like, about Batman. I don't know if I want that, but I'm willing to give it a shot. But also, he kind of looks like emo Batman in this. You know, with the long hair in his face, and you know, and then with the black eye, which I do like, and I think you and I even talked about that the other night about with the black eye makeup and stuff. You know, that, like, I like that, but it kind of gave him this kind of emo look. You know, where it's like I don't know. I just hope that he's not like a mopey kind of Batman, that like he spends a lot of. I hope that he's going to go around, like, solving this crime. I do love the fact that, like, Batman was in the room with the police, you know. That was really cool, man. That was
and he's getting, it looks like there's a bit of a rough up in there as well. Looks like something's happening. So I don't know. Like, I think it's too easy to put it. I don't know. Yeah. What you're saying, a lot of people are saying. So I'm not saying that you're wrong, but like, I'm seeing that. I don't know. I think it might be too easy to just put it in that box now.
I agree. That's why I'm not committed to it. That's why I'm not committed to that idea, because I don't want to be that. I'm just looking at it going, okay, these are my concerns. Going in. Well, so show me that I'm wrong, please. I want to be wrong about that. I want to be wrong about him. I thought the Commissioner Gordon looked awesome. The guy playing Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, Jeffrey, right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. The Batmobile at first was something that bothered me. Now it doesn't bother me so much, because actually that was what I was talking earlier about, going and getting old Batman comic books. One of the reasons why I did that is because I've been talking about that series where they first introduced Jason Todd. And when they first introduced Jason Todd, Batman was driving around a couple of different Batmobiles that were just totally street cars. Like there was nothing special about, like, one was a black Corvette Stingray.
Sure.
And the other one was like a Lamborghini. And the only way that you would have known that they were Batman was because, like, he's got the old Batman symbol, like this one on his license plate. Like, that's the license plate, is just the bat symbol. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. But because the only thing I just don't know about is like that windshield. Like, that's a big windshield for a car. And it's like, at that point, like, unless that's like super bulletproof, which it could be, but unless that's super bulletproof, like, what's the point of having a windshield? It just looks like a regular windshield on a muscle car. I mean, it's a cool looking car. Don't get me wrong. I still think it's a cool looking car, and I would love a toy of it.
But not a Batmobile,
But it's kind of weird. But you know what? I'm willing to give that a shot too, because, like I said, it's comic accurate. Dude, it's Zentek, right? Zentet, yeah.
Zentet. Actually, you know what? I've
never actually heard you say it, because when you first came on, you were calling yourself Gungaga, and so like I just kind of assumed that it was Zentet. So
Zentet with a T, but it's weird because my account says with a K. So
okay,
if you get it wrong,
so Zentet.
Yeah,
I got it. Okay, so the thing is, though, is that one of my things, man, is just even if I don't like something, if it's comic accurate, I will put aside my personal likes or dislikes, because it's been in the comics. And so I see that the people making the movie or the film or the cartoon or whatever, they're drawing from the source material, and I can't be mad at them for that. I mean, I don't understand.
They're putting in the effort to,
That's why I get mad at people who don't like Zack Snyder. You give Zack Snyder a hard time about his movies, because the guy gives us some of the most comic book accurate depictions of stuff that we've ever gotten. So how can you be mad at him for that when he's put in the work? He's,
some sick still frames as well, which is like you can pick that out of a panel or something like that, and it's a very subtle. See, this is the thing with Zack Snyder. He's very subtle with his Easter egg sort of things. And if you're not a comic book person, you won't really like notice that. And I'm not like the biggest comic book reader. Like I've read like a lot of the classic Batman ones. Yeah. But it's not like, oh, Captain America's shield's there. That's our biggest Easter egg of the film. You know, it's it's a subtle Easter egg. It's like in Batman vs Superman where there was the picture of it was almost the Dark Knight sort of picture where I think Batman was sort of like jumping off a building kind of thing. Yes. It's only for like a small second when the lightning hits. Yep. And a lot of people won't see that as an Easter egg or anything. It's totally out of the Dark Knight. They want to see Green Lantern ring in the background, and it's like that's the Easter egg, which is cool as well. I totally agree with you, man. Read comic books, or he doesn't understand comic books.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And so, like, look, I've not read every comic book either, and I don't know every story. But the thing is like if I know that they put in their work and that it's something out of a comic book, I will even put aside my own tastes for what is in the comics because I realize it's not all about me and that there are many different takes on these characters, and I'm fine with that. And so like the Batmobile thing, I'm good. The costume, the body part of it, I'm not so down on. I don't know if I like the metal bat, the way that it looks. I don't know, but you know, all that is nothing. What really bothers me about the costume is the cowl. The cowl just doesn't look like Batman. It's got these pointy ears. I don't know. It almost looks like they're round little cones on top of his head. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to wait and see it in the movie, and then I'm going to judge it. I did like the fact that, you know, like all these people are running around going, oh yeah, we want Pattinson, we want Pattinson, we want Pattinson, get rid of Batfleck, you know, Batfleck sucks, he's just too violent, he's too this and that. And then Pattinson's Batman literally comes out and just beats that guy down onto the ground and then just keeps beating him and then just keeps beating him and then stands up and says that he's vengeance. Yeah, that was a nice little touch, to be quite honest with you. So
well, it's a throwback to I don't know if it was the first time it was said, but I remember because I've told you before I was really into the animated series, the Batman animated series. And there's a quote in that where he's like, "I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman." So it was kind of like a throwback to that. So for me personally, when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's sick, man! That's throwback to that '90s cartoon kind of thing." But I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm super hyped for I just realized I haven't spoken to you since like way before.
I know, man.
Justice. I don't think I've spoken to you even since before the Jody stuff. So.
Oh yeah, you have. Yeah, we've
I've been in the comments, but I haven't spoken to you apart from that time when I called you on the phone like last week.
I thought we talked like one. We've talked a couple of times since the Jody stuff.
Nah, well, I've been back at work, so I've barely. That's why I haven't really been around as well. So I don't think I've spoken to you since after all that sort of stuff.
I thought we got into one of those, but maybe not.
Yeah, or maybe we did. I don't know. It's been a while, but I'll let you go, man.
What's up, Cup of Malik? Good to see you, man. There's a guy right there who knows his comic books. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
him as well. Yeah, I've heard him in your stream. Yeah,
I've seen that guy pull out stuff. I don't know if you saw. I almost called you Gungaga.
Zentet. No,
I know. I was like this close. You saw it. I was like, oh, Zentet. I don't know if you saw it. This was something funny, and I've been teasing Fatal J about it.
Yeah.
Because when they were doing their fandom stuff that day, Fatal J did not like the fact that Idris Elba is playing Bloodsport in the Suicide Squad. And so like he was going off on that video and he's just like, oh, nobody cares about Bloodsport. Nobody's ever read Bloodsport. Nobody even know who Bloodsport is. And I was just in the comment section because I didn't have any of my stuff set up to live stream. And so I was just on my phone. And so I wasn't going to get on Zeverfet's thing and just on my phone. Because when I get it on my phone, people can't hear me and it drops out and stuff. So I wasn't going to do it. So I was just in the chat room. I'm in the chat room, like talking and stuff. And I was like, come on, guys, it's Bloodsport, man. You don't know who Bloodsport is? Like, come on, you know? And then Fatal J's like, yeah, you know, Enosh up in here talking about Bloodsport. You know, nobody cares about Bloodsport. And I was just like, come on, don't make me have to go get my 90s comics out, you know, and throw down on some Bloodsport. And they're just, and then Fatal J said something like, if Enosh has a Bloodsport comic, he says, I will proclaim him the king of the internet. And so I was like, okay. So I went upstairs. I got my long boxes out. I was like, whoa, there it is. And I pulled one out. And so then all I did was I followed the link that Zeverfed had. And I didn't say anything because I knew that anything that I said would be broken up. But I just had the picture of me holding the comic there in my hand. And then all of a sudden Zeverfed brought me in at the last minute because Fatal was getting ready to leave. And he goes, oh boy. Oh yeah. So Fatal says, put me on, put me fully on. And so you put him on and he's just like, I would like to apologize to Enosh. Enosh has a Bloodsport comic. Says he is king of the internet. And then the funny thing is that since then, Zentet, I have like found that comic like 4 times over at like 3 different stores. And then it popped up online the cover of the comic that I showed him. I thought it was pretty funny. So yeah, we got to know our comics, man.
Yeah,
you know, like, you know what I mean? Like just, you know, like I get it. You know, sometimes it seems overwhelming because there's so many years and years and years and years and years of content. But you know, like sometimes it's just, you know, you pick up a graphic novel or something.
Yeah,
you know,
see, I like graphic novels more. That's more of the stuff. And I read the Imperial Hales. I usually steal his ones because he's a collector of all that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
But the only Bloodsport to me is Van Damme in the 1988 Bloodsport.
Well, that's what they were kind of joking about. And I'll be honest with you, Bloodsport, I mean, is basically Deadshot in a lot of ways. I mean, it's a very similar character, and I think that's why they got Idris Elba, because Idris, you know, was originally said to play Deadshot. You know, replacing Will Smith.
Yeah.
But then they said they found a similar role for him, which we should have known then it was Bloodsport, but they found a similar role
Vigilante,
for him.
Everyone thought it was, wasn't it? Until that panel thing, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
and so I like the fact that they could always bring back Will Smith now, you know, still, because Will Smith wanted to do it. Actually, I guess the thing was just like he was supposed to be off filming something else, and so Geeks Cosmic says that they definitely want Will Smith back. So I think that'd be cool, and I like the fact that Idris is playing that kind of character. What's this, Enosh? Do you remember Captain Carrot and his Zoo Cree?
Is that one of the cartoony?
I remember that.
DC
Yeah, I remember the name Captain Carrot. You know what? The Captain Carrot, I don't know, Cup of Malik, if this is the same Captain Carrot, but I remember on Sesame Street there was a song. Oh no, that was Captain Vegetable. I'm sorry. There was a guy named on Sesame Street named Captain Vegetable, and he would go, "It is I, Captain Vegetable, with my carrot and my celery. Eating healthy vegetables is good for me, and they're good for you, so eat them true," or something.
Captain Carrot is a rabbit superhero and the leader of the amazing Zoo Crew. His homeworld is Earthsea in pre-crisis multiverse.
I know who Captain Carrot is. Yes, I know who Captain Carrot is.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture. Like, he does look familiar. Although I'm seeing these like sick ones. I think must be Rodney Rabbit, Earth 26. This must be from like New 52 because he looks badass, man.
Really?
Yeah, he actually looks
hold on
sick.
a second. Hold on a second. Let's bring him up and show him to everybody else. Let's see. Captain Carrot, DC. Let's see.
Hang on. If I put this in the
some images here.
That's the picture that I was looking at in the private chat. That works.
I don't see it. Were you putting it up?
In the private chat thing.
In the private chat you put it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have it as a link, but can you share it? Well, actually, I got it up. I got a bunch of pictures of. I got a bunch of pictures.
Oh yeah.
He almost looks like the Quick Rabbit. in some of these, doesn't he? He almost looks like the Nestle Quick. Doesn't he look like the Nestle Quick?
Maybe
rabbit?
That's why I'm thinking he looks familiar.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on a second here. I'm gonna save this here. Give me just a second here. Save that, and then I'll show everybody what he looks like here, because it's been a long time since I've seen this dude for sure. Whoops. I can bring it in this way. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a live show, and you're listening as I bring in all this stuff. Just enjoy it.
So while you're doing that,
there it is. There he is. There's Captain Carrot. Look at that guy.
What a badass.
He reminds me of he does remind me of the Nestle Quick wrap. Now hold on. So here's some other
there was another picture that I was looking at where it was like a little bit more detailed and shaded.
This one looks a lot more current, maybe. Well, here's a better one. Here we go. Yeah, this must be the newest one. So let me pull this one up, because this one looks good actually. This I really I dig this one. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's pull this guy up.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. Yeah.
You don't want to cross that rabbit in the dark alley.
It looks badass, man.
Look at that, man.
I would subscribe to him in a Justice League movie.
In a Justice League movie.
Oh man, he would be sick.
Oh my gosh.
They should do their own. What was it? The Zoo Crew. Like
you know who should do this guy's voice?
Enosh from Poindexter Lounge.
No, Josh Gad. You
love that guy, don't you?
It's
all the talk today.
I'm messing. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh.
I'll leave you to it, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Yeah. Absolutely. I always love having you on, man. You're always awesome. Always love having you on. All right, buddy. You have a great night.
Cool.
All right. Or a great day, I guess, where you're at, because you're down under.
Dinner time now, so I'm gonna have some dinner.
So your day's done. It's time to go have some dinner.
It's Thursday, 6:23 p.m. at the moment.
Dang. In the future.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Sick, man.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
See you later, man. All right. Well, hey guys, that was fun. I always say that you're right. That's a good point. People were talking like he was Bronze Tiger there for a minute. Yeah, so that's some interesting stuff. There's a lot of interesting characters in DC for sure. But hey guys, thanks for joining me tonight. Like I always say, you guys make the show for sure. You guys make it a lot of fun, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, at the beginning of the show, I did talk a little bit about our comic book giveaway. So don't forget, we'll be giving away another comic book here in just a day or so. And then also, I'm going to try to get Johnny back for another edition of our 2 cents on nonsense. And then don't forget, we do have some t-shirts. We are going to be releasing two new t-shirt designs for our 2 cents on nonsense that I think you guys are going to like. Don't forget, if you become a Patreon, I'm going to give it a couple of days. So till the end of the week, till Friday, if you become a Patreon this week, Patreon member, or you give a super chat or anything like that, you're in the running for this Batman Forever pop vinyl of the Riddler. And then after that, we'll look at this. See, Darth Tasty is for tell you about all about it. You can you get a comic book in the mail from us for sure. Look at there, Geeks. It says Cup of Malik says yeah, along with Iron Pig, Flashback, and Wonder Poodle. Interesting. I don't remember those guys. So that's really cool to see that was all there for sure. Also, so something that's coming up pretty soon here is memberships, where you guys will be able to have a membership and you get a cool badge. This is Poindexter Lounge as a new member, and then after a month you get this one, and then this one after 2 months with Landon's picture on there, and then you get this at 6 months, and then this is the one you really want to strive for, the special Poindexter 1 year member right there. Doesn't that look cool? So guys can look forward to that. You'll get cool emojis like this and like this and like that. Just some fun stuff to be able to use in the chat. And we actually got a couple other cool ones. Once we get a couple of members, it'll give us a couple more emojis, and we got some cool ideas for those. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. You guys are awesome. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. All of you guys are awesome. And I appreciate all of you for joining me when we do these. Like I said, it's been a little while. We haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm glad to be back. So, guys, I love you all. Thank you, guys. Stay nerdy. Remember, like I always say, don't let anybody tell you that your nerddom, that your fandom does not matter. Always be who you are. Always like what you like, no matter what it is, and stand in the face of that. And also, you know what? Stand for what's right. Stand for what's truth, justice, and the right way, you know, whatever that is. If it doesn't, I know that there's a lot of people who back obviously the American way nowadays, you know, and yeah, everything America does isn't great, you know, isn't always perfect, but you know, stand for truth and justice and doing things the right way, no matter where you're from. All right. Superman is definitely a hero for the world. And so I can appreciate that. And I hope you can too. But yeah, guys, you guys just keep up the great work. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it, every one of you. And that's from me and my family to you guys, because you guys are our nerd family. Well, guys, until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett. Just saying, stay nerdy, and we'll see you next time. Here, there'll always be a place for you in the Poindexter Lounge. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.